You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, 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 yo. What it do, what it do, what it do. What it do, what it do. Good, great, grand morning to y'all, man. Y'all know what time it is. The doctor's in the house. What's up with my YouTube sub count, man? Hold on. My sub count's tripping. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's tripping. All right, it's all good. But yeah, man, we here, man. On this, what's this, Wednesday morning? It's a rough one, but we here, we made it. Let's get it. It's a rough one, man. The boy's not feeling too good, man. The doggy's not feeling too good, man. Well, good Lord willing, they'll be fine. Yeah, let's hit this roll call real quick as usual, man. We got Big Oscar Perez in the building. We got Big Smoochie in the building. We got Big Ty Morissette in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. Hey, get it right. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy. You know what I'm talking about? Before we get started, though, let's go ahead and initiate the stream with our... Initiate the stream with what we do best, and that's praise the good Lord, man. So let's go ahead and start off with our prayer. So please join me and bow your heads. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for this wonderful day. We thank you for waking us up, letting us see the brightness of this beautiful day. Regardless of the weather, regardless if it's sunny, if it's gloomy, if it's dry, if it's rainy, if it's humid,
The weather should not dictate how we feel, Lord. I know you don't give us this weather to make us feel down. Like some people look for excuses to be sad. Let us look for reasons to be happy. You know, there's a lot of blessings. We have a roof over our head. We have a bed to lay on. We have family that we love. We have friends that we love, relationships. We have a job. We have clothes on our back, foods in our stomach, whatever it is that we could be grateful for, Lord. Let us be grateful, and let us be thankful, and not worry about things that we can't control, and not worry about things that we don't have, Lord, but also give us the strength and the ambition to pursue things that we do want and desire, but not get overwhelmed in the pursuit of those things to where we forget everything else, Lord. And please, most importantly, let's remember to thank you. We give you all the praises and appreciate your goodness and your greatness, because when we appreciate our blessings, that's when our blessings multiply. So we want to be thankful for our blessings, thankful for what we have, thankful for what we've done, and thankful for where we are going, in addition to where we have been and what we have been through, Lord. So just continue to give us the faith that is needed to keep going every day and to overcome the struggles, and give us the wisdom and the ability to acknowledge that we did not do anything ourselves, but only through your strength and your blessings. In Jesus' name, amen.
We got my boy George, the Last Patriot, in the building. Appreciate you rocking, man. Appreciate all y'all rocking, man. Appreciate the love. Where is the love? So let's get right to it, man. And also, oh, give me one more second, please, Lord. Let my dogs feel better. They have a little stomach virus. Please, Lord, heal their stomachs and heal their bodies, and let them recover. In Jesus' name, amen. All pets out there, all animals out there, amen. All right, let's get it. Okay, so I was watching a little interview with Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm gonna be honest, man. Y'all know I like he said lipstick, yeah. He said, yeah, get out. That's what we're talking about, bro. He said lipstick, bro. That's crazy. Yeah, get out, bro. It's chapstick, bro. Chapstick, bro. Chapstick. Yeah. But I saw this little interview with Keyshawn Davis, and he was just talking about the Shakur Stevenson thing, right? You know, he's just saying they asked him why don't they want to fight, and you know, it gets on my nerves on it's a twofold problem, right? Number one, they said they're not fighting, bro. Let it go, bro. Like it's like, I don't really remember anybody asking for Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson to fight anyway. But whenever they announced that they wouldn't fight, it's like all of a sudden everybody wants them to fight. It's like I can tell you that's just people natural. I don't want to say entitlement too, but that's just people's natural. It's just annoying, bro. They just annoying, man. It's like if they said if suddenly somebody said, I don't know, if Nick Ball said he didn't want to fight, I don't know, give me a Junto Nakatani. All of a sudden everybody's gonna want to see Junto Nakatani and Nick Ball. Like, I never heard anybody ask for Keyshawn Davis and Shakur Stevenson until they said they wouldn't fight each other. That's number one. Number two, the other part that annoys me is I don't get, like, I thought the whole face-off thing. I know they're young. Number one, they're young and have fun, you know what I'm saying, with it. Have fun with stuff. But I thought that was corny, you know what I'm saying? Because if you're not going to fight each other, why even pretend like you're going to fight each other? So I thought that was corny. But like I said, they're just young and having fun. But I think what I think is more annoying is the fact that everybody acts like they want to see the fight all of a sudden. Like Keyshawn's, number one, neither one of them are on Top Rank. They're not on the same platform. Promotional company. Number two, Keyshawn's not a champion yet, you know. Now I understand. Now when he becomes a champion, then I understand a little bit more. But he's not a champion yet. But a lot of people think that he's a shoo-in, like he's going to beat Barinchyk, and I think he's going to beat Barinchyk too. But I just don't think it's going to be easy. But I think he's going to beat Barinchyk too. But let it happen, you know what I'm saying? Let it happen. For all we know, Shakur could move up to 140. You know, they might not even be in the same division for that long. But like, to me, that's just annoying, bro. It's like, that's like the biggest news in boxing right now. It's like, oh, every time I see Keyshawn, they ask about either Andy Cruz, a fight that to me is cool if it happens, but it's just not necessary right now. It's not in the plans. He's trying to get a title. Andy Cruz is still coming up, you know what I'm saying? And so is Keyshawn too. I would love the fight, but like, to me, when people say, oh, Andy Cruz is his son, or sorry, Andy Cruz is his father, Keyshawn is his son, because of what happened to amateurs, like, I don't know. I just think people just like to go with storylines and narratives and just drag them out because they love the drama. But speaking of Shakur Stevenson, you know, and Keyshawn Davis,
Shakur Stevenson is about to fight somebody, and that's Kid Austin, right? And he had this is another thing that annoyed me. I want to show y'all two things, right? The first thing I want to show you is this. No, first I'm gonna show you the picture. First I'm gonna show you the picture, and then I'm gonna show you the thing. So Keyshawn Davis, sorry, not Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson is sparring because he's about to fight Floyd Kid Austin Schofield. Shout out to my boy Mike Mazik in the building. He's about to fight Kid Austin. So this is a picture of him, right? It said good rounds with my guy Showtime Sean P, which is Sean Porter. Shakur Stevenson. This is a picture, right? And this is Shakur Stevenson, as you can see right here. And then this is let's see if I can zoom in for you real quick for the one time. Oh Lord, hold on now. I can't zoom in. It ain't let me zoom in, cuzzy. Hold on. Oh Lord. Anyway, you can see the picture though. Hey, let me zoom in. But you see the picture. This is Shakur Stevenson. This is former champion, Hall of Famer Sean Porter. They just look sweaty to me, right? What do y'all see, chat? I want to know before I go to the next point. I just see two men that like they just got done working out. They both look sweaty. You know what I'm talking about? They both seem like they're had a long day of training. And yeah, I don't know. What looks different? What looks different? You said control up, yeah, I know, or control plus is what I use, but it's not zooming in. Appreciate it, Smoochie. Yeah, I know how to zoom in. I know how to zoom in. Thank you. Like, see, it'll work here, but it's just not working on the Instagram picture for whatever reason. I don't use control up though. I use control plus. Yeah, control up doesn't work for me. I never heard of control up. I use control plus. But anyway, Shakur Stevenson. But thank you though, Shakur Stevenson. To me, do they look like they're? What's the issue here? Shakur's current weight. Oh, okay, his weight. Shout out to Ty. Okay, so that's cool, right? So Ty said he maybe looks a little heavy. Okay. To me, he just looks sweaty. To me, he looks like he just put in some work. Same with Sean Porter. Look, now look at this. I think this is great news. Number one, he's fighting with the former champion. I think this is great news that it looks like he's putting in hard work. Look at this, bro. Size. Okay, cool. Size. Okay, cool. Shout out to B-Dog in the building. Look what this says. Porter shows battered Shakur after sparring. Huh? Battered? Shakur looks battered? So before it was his hand, because his hand had a little, it was like a, the picture that I saw, it looked a little grainy anyway, but in his hand was, I don't know, maybe looked like it was a little spotty or something. I don't know, or dry. His hand was messed up. Now this picture, he looks like he's battered. And just in case you think that I'm joking, chat, look, I'm gonna click on the article. And look, it references a picture. Let's see what the picture goes to. Look, I'm clicking on the link. Where does the picture go to? The same picture. Battered what? Battered chicken? What? Is he the complexion of battered? I'm like, what is battered about him? Maybe they meant buttered because he's sweaty and he's glazed a little bit. Maybe he looks buttered. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. I just really think like boxing is, the more I pay attention, the less I like the boxing fans, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think there's a bunch of gosh dang, I don't even know how to imbeciles, man. It's just his hair is battered. Yeah, I don't know where is he battered at, chat? Where is he battered, chat? And like, I was like, you know what? Let me give it the benefit of the doubt. And I was like, let me read it because, you know, bro, chat, you know, I don't like to assume. So I literally read the article and I felt like I was dumb for reading the article. I felt dumb for reading the article. But what's worse is that there were people in the comments agreeing with the article, bro. They said the man looked battered.
Bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit, 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 bullshit!
They said it's a sign of worry, chat. It's a sign of worry. And he looked battered. And his hand, if his hand's not healed, he could be in trouble. Huh? I mean, yeah, if you have one hand going into a fight, yes, you'll be in trouble. So bruises he had before at the fight night, I guess they're trying to credit Porter for that. I don't know. And even if he has bruises, in my opinion, the fight is in what, a little less than a month. Bruises will heal by then. That means you're getting a hard camp. We've seen Canelo pop up on places and he's bruised up. You assume it's sparring. You know, you've seen Gervonta Tank Davis have bruised up sometimes. You assume it's sparring. I've seen Terrence Crawford come with a little mouse under the eye or something. You assume it's sparring. You know what I'm saying? And why is that a bad thing? Last time I checked, whether you're playing basketball, football, boxing, baseball, track, or otherwise, you do the hard work in the gym. You get battered and bruised in the gym, so you can make fight night look easy. You can make the game day look easy. You know what I'm saying? That's where you sweat the most. That's where you put in the most blood and tears and all that in the gym. So if I'm gonna get knocked down, maybe it's during sparring, so I don't get knocked down on fight night. Like I don't know. But to me, it just screams that anybody is able to be employed as a writer or a news outlet and reputable, as long as you have an opinion. It doesn't matter if the opinion is correct or even makes sense or even has any type of integrity or anything. It's just the outrage is as long as you're polarizing. You know, it's the polarization that they're selling now. It's the uproar, the outrage. It's the shock value is what they're selling, and that's sad, man. I think that's what goes with. I know a lot of people complain about official media outlets like ESPN or MSNBC or CNN or Fox or whatever it is, but at least sometimes, let me say sometimes, not all the time, but a lot of times they have some type of integrity to where you could at least see where they're getting it from. It's not because, oh, I just don't like this person, so I'm just gonna make things up, you know? Like, if you would have said, oh yeah, Shakur Stevenson is sparring with Sean Porter and he looks like Sean Porter got the best of him and Sean Porter's retired and old, so that's a danger because he might be in trouble against a young prime Kid Austin who's a contender. He might be in trouble because he struggled with an older Sean Porter. That's something that you could discuss. But he looked battered. Where? Maybe his genitals is battered with your chin, because that's crazy. He said, which airline is worse, Spirit or Frontiers? He said Khabib needs to get a private jet with the money for the UFC. I don't know which one's worse. They both pretty bad, but I've actually been on both. I don't know which one's worse. Remember he had that one bruise the other day, and they was claiming he'd get pieced up as far. Now we see him with Shaw. Exactly. Yeah, I remember, Ty. I remember. Yeah, the other day he had that bruise. Yeah. They be reaching, bro. He looks like a little, like he's eating a lot before. To me, like Ty said, and like B Dog said, maybe his size. Like he looks a little big, maybe, you know, but nothing about him looks like he got. And even if he did, I don't see what's the problem. People got knocked out in sparring before. People got put down in sparring before. People got bruised up in sparring before. That, to me, that just shows you have a hard camp, and you're not pulling no punches, and you going all out, and you're not telling people that come to your sparring camp, that participate in your sparring camp, that participate in your camp to spar. You're not telling them to hold back. You're not telling them to go easy. You're telling them to fight, because if you know about boxing, some people get kicked out of sparring camps because they go too hard on the fighter that brought them in. This is facts. Ty, am I lying? Anybody? If anybody's aware, B-Dog, am I lying? You get kicked out of camp sometimes because they're like, oh, hold on, bro. You going a little too hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? You. So if he was battered, to me, that would imply that he's trying to get the most out of his sparring partners. And that's a good thing. Now, of course, you don't want to, it's a month out. You don't want to be suffering no major injuries or nothing like that, of course. So you want to approach everything strategically and with tact, you know, but at the same time, you don't want to be going, you don't want any soft touches either. And I think that's a good sign if he was battered, which he's not. But if he was, I think that's a good thing. I just don't know the like, to me. And that's the issue when athletes and stuff like that, not just athletes, but when people say, oh, this person doesn't know anything because they didn't participate in the sport, they say that because people will say dumb stuff like that and it'll get published. You know what I'm saying? It's like, then it just shows that you don't have any experience with the sport. You don't have any experience with not only the sport, but what the topic that you're discussing, whether it's sport or not. And then you also don't have any common sense. Because I don't even think you need to play the sport to know that sparring is boxing's version of practice. So every time I tell you that I don't really care about sparring stories, yes, it's interesting and it's intriguing, but to me, it's not reflective of what will actually go on in the ring on fight night. That's not definitively, like, you can't draw a definitive conclusion, in my opinion, from what transpires in practice, because in sparring, I could bring in Ty and I could tell Ty, hey man, let's go. You know, I'm not telling Ty anything. But in my mind, and me and my coach, let's say George is my coach, he tells me, hey, Doc, you gonna work on your 1-2 all night. Don't do nothing but a 1-2. Matter of fact, just do 1-2 in defense. Do 1-2 just to get him off you, and then the rest you working on your defense, whether you catch him shots, whether you slip his shots, whether you block his shots. Ty doesn't know that, because if Ty knows that, then he might hold back, and then it wouldn't replicate what a real fight would do when I'm trying to, you know, exhibit some defense when I'm in a pressure situation and I can't throw punches, or I'm tired and I don't want to throw punches, or whatever it is, or I'm trying to set up a trap. Then I need to work on my defense when a person is going all out on me, because if they're not, then it wouldn't really be an appropriate demonstration of an opponent who would be trying to knock my head off. So there's different situations. Like I said, I was just an amateur boxer. I wasn't a professional boxer, and I know these things, but I knew that before going in, because I played other sports, or because I did homework. Like, it doesn't have to be in the sports realm. It's just common sense. Like, when you prepare for a test, didn't you set up problems that you thought would be on the test? Didn't you try to study to prepare you and put yourself in situations and be like, okay, wait, what if they ask this question? Okay, what if they ask this question like this? What if they put this in there? What if they don't give me this variable? It's like you practice different situations with different restraints and see if you could perform. It's not just it's not just a concept that's restricted to sports. It's with academics, it's with anything. But like I said, I don't know, man. Maybe I underestimate maybe I overestimate the amount of mental capacity that people have. I think sometimes you just feel like just surrounded by a bunch of imbeciles and idiots, man, and it's crazy, bro. It's really scary that these people are allowed to vote. Like, I saw like, it's crazy. It would be so good if they were just limited to talking boxing or something that's frivolous like that. But these same people that say these things are able to apply that same discretion or lack of when it comes to something that's meaningful, like voting for your government leaders. Like, it's scary, bro. You know what's funny, Doctor? Remember what my prediction was about last June about Shakur? You got to remind me. If you say it, I'll probably be reminded, but I don't remember right now. But yeah, I just think that's crazy, man. Like, if you just don't like somebody, then maybe you shouldn't talk about them. You know, I don't know, but to me, that was a reach. And it's not that big of a deal, but it's just, those are the same people that will say crazy things like, this person's a good fight for this person, but this person's a bad fight for this person. This person has a good resume. This person has a bad resume. You know, but yeah, I think that I'm looking forward to this fight. I just hope that Shakur Stevenson and Kid Austin actually fight, and Kid Austin doesn't pull out, because he's going through some things personally, it seems, you know, with him and his father and his girlfriend or wife, or I'm not sure, the mother of his child. You know, they're going through some things, and hopefully that he's just well prepared. Maybe it's just a ploy. You know, you look what Ryan Garcia did. You know, maybe it's just all an act, and he's just trying to make Shakur think that he's not ready and make Shakur step off the gas. But I think Shakur, whether you like him or not, I'm not the biggest Shakur fan, but I respect his game. I think he's one of the best fighters out, you know, not just in his division, but in boxing, period. And I think he's a consummate professional, so I don't think that this would throw him off his game at all. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's what visibly happened with Devin Haney, and that's why I always, you know, like I said, I was never big on Devin Haney in the first place, but with Devin Haney, to me, is like, I do think that threw him off his game. Now, it doesn't change the fact that Ryan Garcia cheated, but I think that the fact that he was so focused, saying, hey man, I don't think Ryan Garcia is gonna have the fight, I don't think Ryan Garcia is taking it seriously. Who cares? Why are you so focused on what he's doing? I hope he's not taking it seriously. That's good for me, because I'm taking it seriously. You just worry about what you can control, and I think he got caught up in it, because I think Ryan Garcia played him from that standpoint. You know, I don't think that would have happened to a Gervonta Davis, or even a Shakur Stevenson, or even Liam Paro, or whoever. I don't think they would have been concerned about what their opponent's doing. Or DMITRY Bivol or Beterbiev. They don't care if their opponent is focused or not. If anything, that's good for me. You're gonna make it an easy night. Please don't be focused. You know, but people get caught up in the hype. Oh yeah, I want him to be the best version of himself. I don't care if you're the best version of yourself or the worst version of yourself. I'm trying to be the best version of me, and I'm gonna knock your head off. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you, how you represent yourself. You know, so yeah, I just didn't really understand that. And I said that too when I was watching the interview. I said, man, why is he so concerned about Ryan Garcia being focused or not? You know, so I think that part I commend Ryan Garcia for, but he's still a little cheating bitch. You know what I'm saying? We don't give no credit to the cheaters. You know what I'm talking about? We don't give no credit to the cheaters.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
All right, so we got my boy Clone dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate that, my boy Clone, man. Thank you so much, bro. Dropping that graffiti on the chat walls. He said, I'm just glad you back to being correct today. Your past stream's been crazy, but your fast glad Tyus our fact checker. Bro, I can't stand this man just be trolling, bro. I'm lurking and taking the minutes as we speak this homie. Okay, hold on now. See, you see, I done created a monster now. Now look at Ty taking notes. Hold on, hold on. Let me check this. Hold on, but I love that though. Keep me on my toes, bro. Like I said, I love that, man. If your homies don't get you better, who's gonna get you better? You know what I'm saying? That's why I do it, because you know you gotta remember that. Like I said, I'm just up here not freestyling because I have a plan and stuff like that, but I'm just speaking on what I know, what I observed, what I've seen, and what I remember. You know, and sometimes I will be slightly off. You know, it's like you know, when you tell a story. If I tell Ryan a story, I say, hey man, Ryan, I done got jumped at the light. Then Ryan goes and tells Smoochie, he said, man, Doc got jumped at the light. Now all of a sudden he got jumped by 3 dudes with 2 machine guns. And then Smoochie goes tells a Ty. Now all of a sudden those same people that jumped me, now they had 2 machine guns, a dog, some ninjas, and and a tank. And I survived all that. You know, just as things go forward, you know, sometimes stories that gain a little bit of something. I don't mean they're lying. It's just that's just human nature. Sometimes you get something wrong and then you kind of exaggerate some things. So I could be slightly off, but I'm pretty accurate, bro. But anyway, my guy Ryan in the building, man. Big North in the building. He said, finally, some real boxing talk. I was in and out of a stream last night. The man I lost breaks. Bro, shout out to you, Ryan. I appreciate that, bro. Yes, sir. You know how we do. Yes, sir, man. Big boxing talk around here. What's good? You should join the Discord more. Heck yeah, Ryan should join the Discord more often, man. Big North in the building, man. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, I just thought that that whole Shakur thing was kind of was beyond corny. And I just think, but like I said, you gotta I think someone said in the chat, was it Ty or was it Smoochie? Somebody said you just gotta go along with it, and that's a fact. You just gotta go along with it. Not really go along with it, but just accept it, you know. And to me, it's just like, it's hard for me to accept that people could put such a lack of effort into something, but at the same time be so definitively wrong and confident with it, like, you know, and then would argue or something like that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if they have any credentials, but credentials should be removed, you know. But yeah, so yeah, I just think that was crazy. But Shakur didn't look battered to me, and if he was, it's sparring. You're supposed to get into work, then you're supposed to look battered after practice. If you didn't come from practice sweaty and tired, and then you didn't practice hard enough, you know what I'm saying? Only hard work, man. You know what I'm talking about? Only hard work. I remember one of my earliest trainers, my earliest coaches, Coach Johnson, you know, when I boxed, he's actually Tiger Boxing Gym, the same gym that Tavares Thundercloud came out of in Tallahassee. He would say every punch, every jab, not just every punch, but even, you know, sorry, jab is a punch. He said not just every uppercut or hook or something. He said every punch, even a jab. Every punch should black an eye, bloody a nose, or bust a lip. The BBB, black, bust, bloody. You know what I'm saying? Black an eye, bloody a nose, or bust a lip. Every punch. That means every punch that you're throwing is with intent. Now, is every punch going to do that? No, but that should be your intent. You shouldn't be throwing anything soft. There's no soft touches. He doesn't care if you're sparring. He doesn't care if you're hitting the bag. He doesn't care if you're in the real fight. He doesn't care. You know what I'm saying? When I say real fight, I'm talking about a real fight or a boxing match. Every punch should black an eye, bloody a nose, or bust a lip. That means you should throw with intention. Even if it doesn't land, that should be your intent. You should throw hard. So some people have that mentality. So even if Shakur Stevenson looked battered and bruised, which he didn't, even if he did, that's a good thing. He's sparring. So yeah, I don't understand that. But yeah, in other news, man, we had Kambosos. Like I said, it's been official. Kambosos' next fight at 140 will be he said Paul. Kambosos' next fight at 140 will be against Daud Yordan on March 22nd, and Sky Nicholson will be fighting Tierra Brown on that same card. Y'all know I like Sky Nicholson, but I don't know much about this Tierra Brown. her opponent, but I'm gonna do my research before the fight. You better believe that. And I'm hoping that she puts up a good fight, you know, because I actually do want to see Sky Nicholson with some stiffer competition. You know, she's been calling out Amanda Serrano. Got to give her credit. She hasn't been getting that fight. So she's been asking for the big fights. I saw somebody said they'll fight her, and she didn't really pay attention to her. I can't remember who it was right now off the top of my head. I have to go do my research. But dang, who was it? It was somebody pretty notable. Said that they'll fight Sky, but Sky wasn't really paying attention to it. You know, but yeah, I think that I think Sky would struggle with a Michaela Mayer type fighter or a Carolyn Dubois type fighter. So we'll see if Tierra Brown could apply that pressure. Because I think Sky is she talking a little hot right now. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to see her. I'm not gonna say she's talking too hot, you know, because she's winning. But I feel like it's getting to the point where it's like, hold on now. You know what I'm saying? I think I like Sky. I think Sky's very good, but I don't think of Sky as being the caliber of fighter that Clarissa Shields is, or a Katie Taylor, or Chantel Cameron, or Michaela Mayer, or Amanda Serrano, or, you know what I'm saying? I don't see her as the top dog like that, you know what I'm saying, for the way she be talking. So I want to see her against some fighters that we actually know prior to them having a fight with her. You know, so I'm gonna look into that, man. We got my boy George dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits
He said, "What you having for your second?" I mean, the fruit cup. Pause if necessary is crazy. Yo, shout out to my boy George last page. He said, "So Fury allegedly being on juice versus Klitschko." Yeah, I mean, I hear these things, but unless I see a positive test, I'm not going, man. Shout out to my boy Fury, man. I don't really believe in stuff until I see a test. It's so crazy that we will believe it. Like you said, it's allegedly, right? It's allegations, right? Not saying you, but you know, we'll be more prone to believe the people that have allegations, but we don't believe the ones that actually fail tests. You know, so yeah, I think I mean, I heard stuff. We heard stuff about Beterbiev being on stuff too. You know, we heard stuff about so many people potentially being on stuff. But when I see the test that they failed, then I'll pay more attention to it. But until then, I'm not really going. Ryan, how you doing? He said, you eating good, Smoochie. But yeah, so so Kambosa's making his debut at 140. I'm looking forward to it on March 22nd. It's a I ain't gonna say a pretty good card, but it's a local card. And Kambosa's also said that he would beat Richardson Hitchens. You know, they've been going back and forth online. I don't know if people know that, but they've been going back and forth lately ever since Richardson Hitchens beat Liam Parle. You know, that's Kambosa's countryman. And he was saying that what he'll do to Hitchens, I don't believe him. I think Hitchens beats Kambosa's, but it'll be tough because, you know, Kambosa's fought Devin Haney twice, and a lot of people say that Devin Haney and Richardson Hitchens have a similar style, just Devin Haney does it better, right? So I would give Kambosa's a good chance against Hitchens. Well, I don't know about, maybe I'm exaggerating on good chance, but I give him a chance against Richardson Hitchens, a decent chance, but I think Hitchens would win. But I think it'll be an interesting fight at 140, you know, and Kambosa said that he'll overwhelm him. He said all Richardson Hitchens does is he has a very basic game plan. He does the basic things well. Like, he gave him his credit. He said he has a good jab, but that's not enough to keep me off of him, and I'll overwhelm him at 140. I don't believe him, but I would be interested in that fight, and I think that's a good fight for Richardson Hitchens, especially as a first defense. If he waits that long to have a first defense, right? Because, you know, Kambosos won't be fighting until March 22nd. But if he makes easy work out of Dodd Yordan, then maybe that fight could happen, you know. And I think that's a good first defense in my opinion. But we'll see how it goes, man. Now, in other news, we have BAKHRAM MURTAZALIEV, the IBF champion at 154 pounds. He said he has wonderful news. He left a lot of room for speculation. He just said he has wonderful news. Me being thirsty like I am for boxing news, you know, I'm thinking that it means that he'll be coming back soon, and I think that's great news. You know, last time we saw BAKHRAM, he had a spectacular performance against Tim Tszyu. You know, he has a spectacular performance to the detriment of Tim Tszyu. You know, compliments of Tim Tszyu, if you will. He destroyed Tim Tszyu in 3 rounds. I know I've been wanting to see him return to the ring, or even just hear news of him return to the ring. And so the other night he tweeted that he has wonderful news, and so we could assume that maybe it's fight news. But also too, remember, he had an injury. He hurt his right hand going against Tim Tszyu, or not going against. He hurt his right hand during training camp leading into the fight against Tim Tszyu. That's why he wasn't really using it. And one of his trainers came out and said that his hand is fully healed. He's back in the gym. He's going hard, so that's good, you know, assuming that his hand is healed. Maybe that could be the wonderful news, but I'm hoping that the wonderful news is that his hand is healed and he has a fight lined up. Because who wouldn't be excited for a Bakhram Fedor unification? Now I know that I'm reaching right now, but that'd be dope, you know. Or what about anybody? What about Bakhram and Erickson Hammer Lubin? Erickson Hammer Lubin is supposed to be having a fight with dang, who's Lubin supposed to be fighting? I can't remember. He's supposed to be fighting somebody, but it hasn't been finalized. But he's supposed to be fighting dang it. Yeah, I can't remember right now, but he's supposed to be fighting somebody. He's supposed to be occupied, but let's say he's coming back to fight somebody like that, or you know what I'm saying, or maybe he gets the winner of Jesus Ramos and Jason Rosario. You know, I think there's a lot of good. There's no shortage of great options at 154. That's for sure. You know, so Bakhram fighting, that'd be good, man. The fact that he said he has news, I look forward to it, man. What if he's fighting Boachuk? MURTAZALIEV and Boachuk, that's a great fight, you know. Or the winner of Madrimov and Virgil Ortiz, that's great. You know, my boy Ty dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Yes, sir. My guy dropping that hello yellow in the chat. He said it's 2025 now. Last June, I told y'all Shakur looks like he's in the process of making weight at 135. If he's not signed to a unification prior to August, by October, he'll be moving up for sure. Shout out to my guy, Ty, man. Hey, yep, you did say that. But I also said that as well. Because remember when I was talking about Lomachenko, I said that Lomachenko, in my opinion, he's hoping that one or two things happen. Either Tank and Shakur fight each other, and Shakur wins and moves up, or Tank just stops fighting altogether. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't want to fight Shakur and Gervonta. I've always said that I don't think Shakur is gonna end his career or continue his career for 135 for too long. So I'm with you on that, and I do remember you saying that. So big up to you. I do remember you saying that, man. Andre Holmes, Salada Promotions guy. Oh yeah, Andrea Holmes. But Andrea Holmes, yeah, I heard that he's supposed to get the winner of Andrea Holmes and you talking about Salida? I know you're talking about Andrea Holmes. He has a fight though, right? He's fighting I can't remember who he's fighting, but he has a fight coming up, and they're saying that the winner of that fight could get Bakhram. Yes. I can't remember who he's fighting. Do you remember who he's fighting, Ryan? So let me see. Yeah, so I heard that, but I'm hoping we don't have to wait that long. Yeah, he's supposed to be fighting Erickson Hammer Lubin. Yeah, that's it. You're right. Thank you. Yep. But I don't know if that is finalized. But yeah, so he's supposed to be fighting Lubin. Yes, you're right. I just remember right now. He's supposed to be fighting Lubin, and then the winner of that fight gets Bakhram. Yes, that's what they say, but I don't know if that is finalized yet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that is the plan. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Thank you. Yep. And the question then becomes if Hitchens will add his name to the list of champions that lose their belt on the first defense. That's a fact. That 140 looking hot. Shout out to my boy Ty, man. Dropping the big $10 on your boy, man. That hello yellow, man. I do remember my boy Ty saying that, and I remember I'm saying that I think so too. I don't think that Shakur would stay at 135. I don't think Shakur would stay at 175. So I mean 135. So shout out to Bakhram MURTAZALIEV though, man. I think that if he is waiting for the title eliminator between Ardreal Holmes and Erickson the Hammer Lubin, I like that fight. I think he beats both of them, in my personal opinion. However, like I said, I haven't seen that fight's been finalized, but I have heard about it for a while. I talked about it up to last year. You know, I think I announced that in like December or something. So hopefully it gets finalized soon. But let's say it does get finalized, when would that fight happen? Probably at the end of March. And so Bakhram will be out of he'll be inactive for quite some time, because he fought Tim Tszyu in October, correct? So yeah, so by the time he fights, like if he waits for Lubin and Ardreal Holmes to fight, which is not a bad thing, you know, but he'll be out the ring for like approaching 6, 7, 8 months. So that's a pretty good amount of time for somebody who has said that he wants to be active. So we'll see how it goes, man. But I just think it's good news. I like that fight. I would have Bakhram over both of them. I think that stylistically, yeah, I don't know who has a better chance against Bakhram stylistically. Ardreal is more of a slick fighter, but I don't know how much pressure he could take. I don't know how durable he is. Erickson the Hammer Lubin, we know he's a good fighter. A lot of people hold that bruising that he had from Sebastian Fedora over him a lot, and then his one loss to Jermell Charlo, but that's Jermell Charlo, ain't no shame in that. He had a tough fight with Jesus Ramos. That could have went either way. But I still think Erickson the Hammer Lubin's a good fighter. So I would lean towards Lubin having a slightly better chance just because Holmes has a little bit more question marks. But then you could say that those question marks are good because Lubin has less question marks, but you kind of feel like he gets battered and bruised. But like I said, I think that's a little over exaggerated due to the fact that it happened in one fight against Fundora, who's a champion now with 2 belts. And then he got starched by Jermell Charlo. There's no shame in that. He was undisputed at 154. So we'll see how it goes, man. I think those are good fights. But let's get to the meat and potatoes, man. Also, too, before we get to Bivol, I thought this was funny, man. Benavidez, I don't know if y'all saw, but Benavidez said that he will get fined 25% of his purse if he starts another altercation with David Morrell. So I don't know what's going to happen during the face-offs and the weigh-ins and stuff and the media workouts, but we know there won't be no fights because unless he wants to get 25% of his purse docked, you know what I'm saying, deducted, then it's going to be pretty uneventful as far as physical altercation. I think that's a good thing, though, because let's say somebody gets hurt, that'd postpone the fight, and that'd be terrible for everybody, fans, boxers, and event planners alike, you know what I'm saying, promoters, everything. So I think that's a good thing, but I just thought that was funny because, you know, David Benavidez already called David Morrell soft, and then it looks like, you know, people, you know, stupid people are dumb everywhere. They're gonna make it seem, they're gonna flip it and make it seem like Morrell is the person that said that, you know, even though it was the handlers and probably PBC, you know, they say, hey man, ain't no more physicality, you know, but they're gonna somehow put it on David Morrell, like David Morrell's the one that applied that rule, you know. That's crazy, man. Or that stipulation. He said my dentist appointment is at 2:30. Shout out to my boy Cito dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. This man said my dentist appointment is at 2:30. Absolutely, that's a good one. But yeah, man, I think that what was I gonna say? I think that was funny, man. Benavidez could potentially lose a quarter of his money if he touches Morrell. But what I do like about it is that people that while people and David Benavidez, which I thought was kind of corny, he tried to make it seem like Morrell was bad for throwing his belt at him after he pushed him. I like the fact that they acknowledged not just the reaction but the initial action that caused the belt to be thrown, and that was David Benavidez pushing Morrell and backing up, and then people jumping in between them in order for David Morrell not to be able to retaliate, you know. So he had to throw the belt. He had to do something. So I like the fact that they put a stipulation on the instigator. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. But now let's get to Bivol, man. Bivol. He said, Clone, I think Shakur got the skills to move up to 147, but I can't see him in any exciting fight that high up. Nah, I don't think. I think 140 should be where he stops at, unless we're talking about the end of his career and he goes up to 147. You know what I'm saying? At like his last 3 or 4 fights when he's fighting at like catch weights or something like that, or just making interesting fights as opposed to just like unifying and going for title defenses or title acquisitions. Then I can see 147, but I don't see 147. I don't think he should be at 147. Nah, hell no. I think 140 is it. He said now they're finding fighters for little tiffs. Well, I'm saying if he gets into it again, that could jeopardize the fight. I don't think it's a bad idea at all. You know, I mean, yeah, we like little physical altercations and stuff like that. Like when Caleb Plant and Canelo slapped each other and punched each other. But you don't want somebody to get injured and cancel the fight. Then you look like Sam Goodman and Naoya Inoue. So nah, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I just think people are just ridiculous. You know, I don't see how that's bad in my opinion. It sounds funny, but I don't think that's bad at all. I think it's actually good just to ensure that they don't hurt each other prior to the fight, and anything jeopardizes the fight coming into play and into fruition. Because if someone gets cut or hurt, then that's going to postpone the fight, and that's no bueno for anybody. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I actually think the opposite. I think the contrary. I think it's a good thing. But yeah, so let's keep it going, man. We got Bivol. Now, next we have Bivol. I was watching the interview with Bivol, and I'm gonna show it right now. I was watching a little interview with Bivol on Fight. I always confuse it, Fight Hype and Fight Hub. I always confuse it. My bad. I think it was Fight Hub. Might be Fight Hype. I always confuse it too. Anyway, but yeah, I just saw an interview with Dave Benavidez, and thankfully, we don't have to watch the whole thing to see the part that was interesting, right? They made a little short of it. I need to make more shorts too. Shout out to Oscar. Oscar said, man, Doc, make more shorts, make more reels. But man, those joints be I don't know, man. I don't really see the value in them. You know, me honest. Me personally, I don't really see the value in them. But yeah, here it is right here. So Fight Hub. It was Fight Hub. So this is what DMITRY BIVOL has to say right here about the rematch with Artur Beterbiev. I love it because I think he's on the right track, you know. But listen to him. Turn it up.
I want a revenge. I want a revenge. I want.
Oh Lord.
What is it like having your whole team?
I was watching David Benavidez interview.
A revenge. I want a revenge. I want a revenge. I want a revenge.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I kind of want to make that a soundbite. I want revenge. The man sound like the Terminator, bro. I want revenge.
I want a revenge.
That needs to be like in a video game or something. Like when you do like let's say round 2, like Mortal Kombat or something. Round 1, somebody wins the first round, and the second round, the other person is, I want revenge. That junk sound crazy.
I want a revenge. I want to be winner. I want to win him. But I mean that I lost, and I don't like it. I want to win. I want to prove myself that I could win him. I have to be better in all positions.
Pause.
Everything I have to do better.
So, like I said, I like this mentality, man. You know, I don't think anybody looks at DMITRY BIVOL as having a weak mentality, you know what I'm saying, anyway. But I love hearing this because he's saying, hey, man, it's bigger than the belts, bro. It's way bigger than the belts, and you just... I want revenge, bro. I want to get my get back. You know what I'm saying? He tagged me. I want to tag him back. You know what I'm saying? I want to get my tag back. So I just think that it's this is great to hear. And it's not that he doesn't care about the belts. It's not that he doesn't want the belts, but it's even bigger than the loss. Yeah, he lost, but he wants to get his win back, you know what I'm saying, which is bigger. Like he wants to prove to himself that he could beat this guy, you know what I'm saying, and prove to others. So I love the fact that he wants the revenge. I think that's the best way to look at it, and I think he's gonna get it, man. I think he is gonna beat DMITRY BIVOL. I mean, Artur Beterbiev. But I will say this though. With Beterbiev, this could be in his favor too. Beterbiev, I just hope DMITRY BIVOL isn't reckless. Because that's the only caveat that I could really see is like he wants revenge. How does he want the revenge? Does he want the revenge like get it back in blood? Does he want to, you know, like change up his, how much is he going to change? He said he wants to be better in all positions. How many positions? He going to be more aggressive? I don't know if being more aggressive in spots like he was good, but sometimes when he threw those 5-6 punch combinations, he tried to throw that 7th and he got caught. You know what I'm saying? To make him move backwards a little bit. So I don't know how much that's going to change. So I don't know. I think it's a good thing, but you know, everything has its pros and cons. I do think that him wanting revenge could mean that he might go a little harder, try a little harder, stay in that pain a little more. And boy, Beterbiev might throw that thunder at you. You know what I'm saying? In all positions. Yeah. Better in all positions is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's a pause. Hey, yo.
No, did he?
Hey, yo, for sure. He said, I want to win him. Yo, Candy Slim in the building. Candy Slim, what's good, bro? He said, I want to win him. Pause. Nah, y'all know what that man mean, man. I want to win him. Like, I want to beat him, man. Y'all know the language barrier, man. Y'all stop it. Don't do my boy Bivol like that, Candy Slim. Don't do him like that. Oh, he read that. He not reading that out loud. What's that? Smoochie said, I don't read their comments. I read Smoochie's comments. I read everybody's comments. If I miss a comment, that's okay. You'll be all right. You know, talking about I don't read her comments anymore. I just literally just read her comments. What the heck? Yeah, don't use that sound bite. Nah, I kind of like that one. I want revenge. Oh, don't use the win him one or better in all positions, bro. So yeah, I just think with DMITRY BIVOL, yeah, I definitely read that silly Shakur one. Like, why would I read that out loud? Like, what? Yeah, thank you, Chloe. Why would I even read that out loud? But sometimes y'all get me because I be trying to read everything, but I'm not trying to read everything because I'll be on some nonsense sometimes, and that's okay. That's okay. But I'm not about to read that. I definitely saw it. Oh man, happy Wednesday. Good morning. Have a great day. Amen. Shout out to my mama. Yeah, I text my mama back. But yeah, I just think that if DMITRY BIVOL is too caught up in the revenge, it could be very dangerous because, like we said, Beterbiev is a big puncher, man. He's a big puncher, and it's not that he's a big one-shot puncher. It's that every punch is just solid and stiff and hurtful and equally damaging. It seems like there's no difference between his uppercut and his jab. It's similar to Bakoli, right? Like Bakoli. Remember? I don't know if y'all remember, but I think it was. I'm going off my memory now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say it was a second knockdown of Jared Anderson when he hit him with that uppercut, bro. Like the uppercut seems so. It seems so innocent. I mean, the punch can't be innocent, but you get what I'm saying. The uppercut, the man didn't put no torque into it. He didn't like put no. He didn't even make a face. He just. And Jared Anderson's neck got. Jared Anderson's neck got chiropractor stretched. Like his neck went like a whole owl, bro. Y'all don't. Let me see if I can find it, chat. Like the punch from Bakoli seemed so. It didn't even seem like nothing, bro. And that punch was enough to give his neck a 360, bro. Let me see if I can find it, man. I think it was a second knockdown. If y'all saw that fight, y'all know what I'm talking about, though. Beterbiev has a great punch selection, and his punches are like, right. I feel like Bakoli has that too. Like it's just all of his punches. It's not that he's a big one puncher. He's not like a one punch knock you out cold like a Gervonta Tank Davis, like even like a Anthony Joshua, right? That's not what it is. But every punch is just vicious, and every jab, like the jab and the uppercut and the hook and everything's just the same amount of intensity, same amount of fervor, same amount of damage. Is just like, I can't find it, but I don't remember where it was at. I think it was a second knockdown though. Stiff neck, upper torque. Hey, come on, bro. Come on. Nah, I'm done with y'all, bro. Come on, bro. I said torque, bro. What's wrong with torque? Is a pause? Oh, torque sound too close to torque. Oh, boy, y'all just nasty, bro. Y'all some heathens. Come on, bro. Let me see if I can find it. I don't see it right now. I'm gonna see if I can find it, man. I really want to show y'all how innocent this I want to show y'all how innocent this freaking uppercut was. Okay, I found it, but this is not a good angle. Here it is. Okay, look, chat. Look at this, chat. Bro, this uppercut don't look like nothing. Bro, look at it. Well, the man went here, boom, boom, boom. He ain't even like he ain't dip with it. He didn't dip with it. He didn't get no hip action. He didn't get no core action into it. He didn't get no leg action into it like they teach you. He didn't get no leverage. He just, and the man's head just, the man's head spun like a top. Bro, that's scary, bro. Look at it. Look. The man threw a right straight and then. And look, it's his left. The man is an orthodox fighter, bro. Nah, bro. That's crazy, bro. I don't think y'all realize how crazy that is, bro. To me, that's what Beterbiev and Bakoli are the same. Look at the man's neck, bro. The man wasn't even on. Look at his leg. He wasn't even on balance. He wasn't even on balance. He was off balance, bro. His feet wasn't even fully planted. And look what he did to his neck. Nah, bro. That's crazy, bro. I don't think y'all realize how he said I heard torque. That's crazy. Now y'all heard torque. I said torque. 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 That's crazy. Y'all just nasty, bro. This man said I said torque. He heard torque.
What?
Nah, bro. Y'all some heathen. Dub, you a heathen. Candy Slim, you a heathen. Smoochie, heathen. All y'all some heathens, man. Dub, P for to use that. I'm gonna win him soundbite. So he on demons after today. Big George Foreman style. That's a fact. Shout out to my boy Ty, man. Dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
telling you, bro. My boy Ty says, with the hello yellow in the chat, he says 147 is where the money will be currently. There isn't one pay-per-view or PLE caliber, fighter at 140, which is why you'll see guys like Hitchens and Lopez moving up, and possibly Shakur as well by the beginning of 26. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. You're saying 140 is not really a demanding division like that. That's a good point. You're right, because there's not. I mean, the only guy that was there at 140 that was a pay-per-view guy that even really had pay-per-view was Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, right? And Ryan Garcia came from 135 with his pay-per-view with Tank, and then 140 with his pay-per-view with Devin Haney, you know. So Devin Haney was really the only guy at 140 because we already know with T.O. not being that. So my boy Ty, that's two $10, you know what I'm saying? That's a big dub coming through like a boss. Nah, bro, my boy, okay, maybe, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take accountability. You know why I'm gonna take accountability? Because my boy Al Booger, I trust Al Booger. I don't think my boy Al Booger would do me wrong. I missed that message. I just saw it. Now he said, honestly, I couldn't tell if you said twerk or torque. That's crazy. But I'm gonna believe Al Booger, because my boy Al Booger keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all if y'all influenced Al Booger too, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all got it, bro. That's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna take responsibility. Maybe because I do talk a little fast, my little Jamaican, Nigerian, American twangs, and the Southern twang. So, you know what I'm talking about? So I would take accountability. Maybe I didn't enunciate and pronunciate, you know, or pronounce twerk and torque, you know, distinctively enough. You know, MAW in the building. Got Al Booger in the building. So okay, I'm gonna take responsibility for that. But if y'all brought Al Booger to the dark side, that's crazy, bro. Bro, did you say he didn't put any twerk into his push? Did you mean, bro? I said torque, bro. I did not say twerk, bro. I promise you, bro. Go rewind the tape, bro. I did not say twerk. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Candy Slip, he just lifted his arm, bro. The man just lifted his arm. Like, that's scary. That's scary power, dog. That's scary power, bro. He said neck and twerk repeat. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Y'all devious, bro. Al Booger came over to the dark. I'm telling you, Smoochie. Y'all done contaminated my dog with the nonsense. Cause that I promise you, I said torque. That's crazy. But like I said, man, to me, that's what Beterbiev has. You know, maybe I don't know who would y'all say has more of it. Maybe Bacoli, but that's because he's a heavyweight too. You know, but that's the point I'm making. Like Beterbiev, he doesn't have the. Or Bacoli, like they don't have the devastating one punch dynamite like Dubois or Anthony Joshua or Tank or I don't know, one punch. I'm not gonna say they don't have it, but that's not how they usually go about things. It's an accumulation of punches. Like that punch from Bacoli, I was like, wow. The man, like Candy Slim said, he just lifted his arm up, bro. Like he was doing a curl. Like with lightweight. When he like and the man's neck snapped. Nah, bro. He said we already rewinded. Nah, no, you did it. No, you did it, bro. No, you did it, bro. I'll appreciate your honesty. He said twerk. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro. All right, my bad. Then I said twerk. Yeah, sure. Y'all just be on this type of timing with Cardi B. Y'all just be on that type of timing, bro. Y'all be on that type of timing, bro. That's it. That's it, bro. I put everything. I said torque. We already rewinded it, but yeah. So I just think that if Bivol is too focused on revenge, then I think that could open up an avenue for Beterbiev to capitalize because, and that's the thing. We don't know how to beat Beterbiev. Beterbiev is undefeated. That's what happens when you're undefeated. You have an aura of invincibility. Is anybody invincible? No, but when you're undefeated, you have an aura of invincibility, meaning that there's no blueprint on how to beat you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you do lose, it's not the end of the world, but at the same time, people can go back and study how you lost. So now they kind of have not an exact program or list or blueprint, if you will, how to beat you, but they have an idea of what works and what doesn't work or what works more effectively than others. So that's why when you do lose and you could continue to be great, like a Canelo, you see what I did there? then I think that further demonstrates your greatness because, or like a Lennox Lewis, because that means that you not only conquered that mental that mental stress and that disadvantage that you have, you know, because the mentality, your mental is strong, you know, you can lose a fight before you even enter the ring. But not only did you overcome that setback mentally, but you also corrected that issue to where your opponent or no opponents or fewer opponents would be able to capitalize on that in the future. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that's why I don't subscribe to the notion that anything is better than undefeated. Of course, undefeated means you never lost. Now, I'm not talking about undefeated if you didn't fight anybody. I'm talking about undefeated if you fought people like a Floyd, you know, that's great. But some people say like, oh, well, Lennox Lewis is better because he lost and then he came back. No, there's nothing better than being undefeated. But to me, the next best thing is what Lennox Lewis has done. Juan Francisco Estrada has done up until Bam Rodriguez, his most recent fight. But when you lose and then you spin the block and you win, like you beat everybody that you shared the ring with, that's a phenomenal feat as well. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's better than being undefeated, but it's the next best thing, you know. So shout out to them. He said, I'm reviewing the film and it indeed came off or it sounded like twerk, but I'm giving Dr. Boxing Talk the benefit of the doubt. It was not his intent. He said twerk. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Hold on. Let me play fact check real quick for my boy.
Fact check. Fact checks from the bodega featuring Ty Morissette.
That's fact checks for your ass. My boy Ty says, let's read it again. My boy Ty says, I'm reviewing the film.
Yeah.
And it indeed came off or sounded like twerk.
Yeah.
But I'm giving Dr. Boxing Talk the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother. That it was not his intent and he said torque.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a fact check for you. I believe my boy now. You know what I'm talking about? We good. That's crazy. I said Martin McCauley out there twerking in the ring. That's crazy, bro. Y'all just nasty, man. But yeah, man, I just think that with like I said, I think it's a plus thing. What do y'all think about that? I'm interested to know. What do you think, MAW? What do you think, Smoochie? What do you think, Ty? Like, do you think that's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's inconsequential? Al Booger, Dub, Oscar, what do y'all think about DMITRY Bivol saying that he wants revenge as opposed to wanting the belts? I think that's a great thing because, like, but maybe because I already think of him as, to me, when you're a champion and you're at the top of the sport, because that's where DMITRY Bivol was. When you're fighting for undisputed, you're at the top of the sport, especially when it's you and another guy, right? It's you, pause. When it's you and Beterbiev, where everybody thinks that your level's above the rest of the competition at 175, you had a belt. You were a belt, and if you want to give him the IBO, he had the IBO as well. So you had those belts, and then you lost in a undisputed. It's like, bro, like, yeah, I want the belts. The belts are cool, but now I gotta prove that I could beat this guy because I want to be the best, you know. So I think that's an even bigger driving force than the belts, you know. Not that the belts are inconsequential, you know. I love the belts, I love the trinkets and the trophies, but they're at a point to where, you know what I'm saying, it's more important. I think undisputed is dope. Of course, that's going to put you in the history books, but for you personally, it's like, I conquered that demon inside me that was telling me I couldn't beat him, and that person that is like a immovable object, and I moved him. So I think that gives you a little bit more fuel to the fire, man, in my opinion. I could be wrong though. But shout out to my boy Ty Moore, said dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits
He said homie court will be adjourned. Homie court would now be adjourned. Facts. You know, homie's over. Homie's over. At Boondocks, homie court would now be adjourned. Thank you, sir. Right mentality to win. Yeah, I think so too. I think he needs that because I think he needs more than I just want the belts. Because Beterbiev is a monster, bro. Like, and so to me, and I know it's gonna sound crazy, I don't think that Bivol has an advantage from a mentality standpoint because he lost. But I think from a driving standpoint, like a driving force, a passion, I think Bivol is more. First of all, let me be clear before I say this. I don't think Beterbiev is undefeated monster, right? I don't think anything drives him more than his own will. But I think that Bivol has a strong will as well. Obviously, which reflects in him being the first person to not be knocked out by Beterbiev. Number one, not be stopped. But number two, I think that he has that will, equally strong will, and then you added an extra driving force. You know what I'm saying? So when he's supposed to do 30 reps, he might do 35. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to run for a mile, he might do a mile and a half. You know what I'm saying? Just that extra or extra lap or whatever. I think that he has that now. And not saying Beterbiev doesn't have that either. Of course, he always has that. He's an undefeated, undisputed monster. But Bivol, I feel like he has a slight edge as far as driving force goes. That doesn't mean he'll win, but I do think that it's one of those times where the loser might have a little bit more passion, in my opinion. Who wins, Benavidez or Morrell? Troy, what's good? Ty, he on Freaky Time today. You and another guy's crazy. Hey, come on, bro. I'm talking about it. Y'all wildin'. Nah, bro. Did anybody ask Ja Rule what he thinks? I'm asleep. But I agree, Beterbiev and Bivol and the rest. He said, I got Bivol when you don't know how to speak English. You say some things that sound wild, like my guy Tony, the homie, he said yesterday. Bro, he just said, man, I want to win him, bro. Come on, man. Don't do my boy like that, man. It's like when I try to speak Spanish, I know people can understand it, but I know I'm not saying everything perfectly. I probably say some crazy stuff too. He said, who I got, Benavidez or Morrell? I got Benavidez. Slightly, though. Slightly. I think that's a great fight. Homies over hoes. What you think? Is that strike 3 implication could be made that next line and do it? Nah, bro. I'm done with y'all, man. Y'all got it, man. Y'all are different. It's too early, bro. It's too early, man. It's too early in the morning for the nonsense, man. Y'all wildin'. But yeah, you agree. I would appreciate it. Yeah, I think that Bivol, man. I'm going with Bivol again. This fight, like I said, Beterbiev and Bivol. I remember I was torn. Like some days I felt Bivol, some days I felt Beterbiev. Hey yo, pause, bro. Some days I was leaning towards Beterbiev, some days I was leaning towards Bivol.
What do you mean by that?
In the first fight, I didn't know who was gonna win throughout the buildup, but I think that in this fight, I'm definitively going with Bivol, but I'm not confident. Like I wouldn't put money on that. In the first fight, I thought Bivol edged it out. I thought he won. What's that? 115 to 113. Yeah, 7 rounds to 5. But I didn't think it was a robbery. You know, I thought it could have went either way. Both gentlemen fought their hearts out. You know what I'm saying? Just like we just saw yesterday, or not yesterday, but this past weekend with Diego Pacheco and Steven Nelson. Both gentlemen fought their hearts out. Great fight. So I don't think it'll be any shortage of effort, but I think Pacheco definitely won. But in the last, with Beterbiev and Bivol, I think they both fought their hearts out, but I thought it was a close fight. They could have went either way. Diego Pacheco and Steven Nelson, they both fought their hearts out, but I thought that Diego Pacheco was the only way that could have went, you know. But this fight, in the first time, I thought that it could have went either way. I mean, let me think of a fight where that was good that could have went either way. Devin Haney and Lomachenko. I thought Lomachenko won 7-5. Again, that's crazy. I thought he won 7-5, 115 to 113. But they both fought their hearts out, and I thought that I wasn't mad at Devin Haney winning. To me, that's what the first fight was. Like, it could have went either way, depends on what your preferences are. But I wasn't mad. There was no robbery there. There's no robbery between Lomachenko and Devin Haney. There's no robbery between Beterbiev and Bivol. There was just whatever your preferences are, you know. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that. But this fight, the first fight, I was torn. I didn't know who I was going with, whether it was Bivol or Beterbiev. This fight, I'm going with Bivol. But man, I'm a little shaky on it, man. If Bivol takes his back during the fight, you can't say we were tripping. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a good point. If Bivol gets his dub back, and maybe we weren't tripping. We weren't tripping. He said, I flip-flop time and time again, then ended up just sitting on the fence and enjoying it. Yep, that's how I felt too, MAW. Bivol definitely still has a chance, but the element of surprise is no longer there, right? We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Because now, that's the thing. We forget about that stuff, right? We'd be like, oh, we always talk about what the winner or what the loser could do to counteract the winner and change. You don't think Beterbiev and his trainers are going to change? You know what I'm saying? It's like with Jaron Ennis, right? When we said, oh, Jaron Ennis has to look good against Karen Chukazan, which is which is not nowhere near the Bivol and Beterbiev level. But we always talked about how Ennis was going to change, right? We focused on one fighter changing and their adaptability, but we completely ignore that the other fighters are professional. The other fighter has a training team. The other fighter has coaches. The other fighter has film study, and they're going to adapt as well. So you'll be a fool if you think Beterbiev is not going to adapt. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Bivol can adapt. What can he do better? But what will Beterbiev do better? What would he do to counteract some of the things that Bivol was doing to be successful? What is he going to do to nullify that? What is he going to do to I want to say eliminate? I think Bivol is great. I don't think you can eliminate his game plan, but to mitigate some of the success that he has. Beterbiev is a great fighter. So what about his changes? So yeah, man, it's not a one-way street, man. Beterbiev is going to adapt as well, and we'll see how Bivol handles that adaptation. Let me make sure I pronounce everything, because I don't want y'all to say something else crazy. I'm not mad at the selection. That's who you and Big Turk had in the first fight. I just strongly believe that Archer starts. Ooh, he might stop him. Book it. He might stop him, bro. I'm not lying. I mean, I'm not mad at that, because I don't think that's wrong to think, bro. I think Beterbiev, like I said, and that's what I was saying with him talking about with his revenge talk. If he fights with more aggression, I think that could play right into Beterbiev's hands, because let's face it, Bivol is the one that's going to have the pressure to feel like he has to do more. And that's what he said too, you know, all of his interviews and even in post fights, he was like, yeah, I feel like I should have did more. You mess around and do more, and you might get, you know, open up more opportunities for you to get laid down. You know, he said, I got Bivol stopping him. Hey, I'm not mad at that, clone. Stick Talk Richie in the building. What's good, bro? He said, when you're around the same area, he said, when you're around the same area, I believe it's a rivalry to say you're the best from that area. That's a good point too. Yeah, man. The hometown hero type thing. He said, I had Bivol 7'5" and Loma 7'5", both could. Yeah, me too. That's crazy. Me too. I had same exact thing, 7'5" for both the same gentlemen, Loma and Bivol. But I wasn't mad at Haney for winning, because Haney fought a good fight too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know how anybody was mad at the young man. I don't know, you know, but whatever. I don't think it was a robbery at all, man. You know, I think both gentlemen could have won, whether it's both sets of gentlemen could have won, whether it's Devin Haney and Loma or Beterbiev and Bivol. But I had Bivol and I had Loma in those two fights. The problem with Bivol is lacking power. I don't really think it's a problem though, Troy. I think that's just his style, and I don't think it's a problem. I think that's the thing. I think Bivol is so good that it's not a problem. But yeah, of course, relative to Beterbiev, he's definitely lacks power. But I don't think it's a problem because of his fighting style and the way he compensates for it. You know, it's like is Beterbiev's problem his lack of movement relative to Bivol? I mean, yeah, Bivol's movement is better, but I don't think it's a problem. You know, they've been successful up until the point where they met each other. But I get what you're saying, though. Yeah, if Bivol had a little more power, like let's say he had a Canelo power, or let's say if he had Beterbiev power, it'll be a wrap. But if he had a little bit more power, then yeah, it'll do a little bit more damage. But I think he was damaged. I mean, you remember Beterbiev's face, right? He was getting hit, bro. He was nicked up. He was bruised. Of course, he's not the stronger guy. Bivol's not the stronger guy in that outfit, but you know, I think Bivol, I think he has everything he needs to win. So I don't really think it's a problem per se. But yeah, I get what you're saying though. Yeah, he's definitely not as strong. He's definitely the weaker one out of the two. Pugilism says too much infatuation with power, mental awareness, pace, poise, all affects fatigue. Yep, and affect that power. Yep, even the hardest hitters fade out later in rounds if attacked properly. That's a fact. Yep, yep, that's a fact. All right, bet. Let's lock in. Add this to the records. Wait, what clone say? What I say now, bro? Beterbiev looked kind of old last fight, and even got stunned by a few punches. You noticed that too. Beterbiev got. You know what I'm saying? He got stood up. You know what I'm saying? Some of them punches, hold on now. I'm telling you, them Bivol punches, he definitely felt them things. Don't forget to smack that like button, y'all. I think Bivol gets it done this time. I think so too. And I hope so too. Maybe that's me being selfish, but I want the trilogy, man. I wanted a trilogy with Usyk and Fury as well, but I want this trilogy even more than that. You know, I wanted a trilogy. I wanted Fury to win because I wanted that trilogy, but this one I really want a trilogy, man. I don't know. I feel like Bivol is a better, more crisp boxer. That's the thing. I don't know. I think this is a good 50-50 fight, man. I don't know who's better. Like right now, obviously because he won, I have to go with Beterbiev, but I think this is a true 50-50. Like Beterbiev had a bad knee as well. He did. But is that knee ever going to get better? You know what I'm saying? Beterbiev had a bad knee and he's 40.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Matter of fact, scratch that. He'll be 41 by the time the fight happens.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
So, you know, is that knee going to get better? I don't know, you know, it might be a lingering injury, it might be a chronic injury at this point, but we'll never know. You know, that's what his nutritionist is for. That's what his team is for. So we'll see how it goes, man. And according to Bivol's wife or ex-wife, he had bad everything. He had bad eyes, bad fingers, bad toes, bad back. Well, she was exposing it, bro. Snitching. She was out there snitching, chat. His wife, bro, the mother of his children out there snitching.
All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
She was, let her tell it. Bivol had more injuries than a little bit. He had the most injuries in boxing history. Everything was wrong with him. Had a loose tooth, everything. She told you when he stubbed his toe going to the bathroom on a Wednesday. Choi says Bivol win. Better be have just turned 40. I mean, yeah, but that's not everything, you know. I mean, we seen hell. Look what I know Irony's gonna love this point, but look what B Hop was doing in his 40s. Hell, you know what I'm saying? We talk trash about him getting well, not all of us, but some of us talk trash about him getting knocked out the ring, but he got knocked out the ring by a young Joe Smith Jr. in his prime. B Hop was 51 years old. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, look at Zhang too. Zhang just beat. Now, granted, Wilder's old too, so there's no really, but Zhang is still a formidable fighter. You know, he lost, you know, but he dropped Joseph Parker twice on the way to a majority decision loss. You know, and he's 42, I think. So, nutrition is developing, technology is developing and progressing to where I think it's more realistic for fighters to be viable. Not saying they're going to be at their peak, but they're able to stay at a level, they're able to stay at a higher caliber for longer. You know, their longevity has increased. So and plus Beterbiev, yeah, he's 40, but Beterbiev has 20 fights. I could argue that Deontay Wilder is much older when you account for ring mileage. Deontay Wilder is much older than Beterbiev, but Deontay Wilder is 39. He's no spring chicken either, but he's 39 and he has almost double the amount of fights as Beterbiev. You know, so I'd rather be 40 with 20 fights than 39 with 50 fights. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be 40 with 22, 23 fights than 39 with 48, 49 fights. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at Terrence Crawford. I could argue that Terrence Crawford is older than Beterbiev as well. Terrence Crawford is 37, Beterbiev is 40, but Terrence Crawford has double the fights. He has 41 fights. You know what I'm saying? Not even to mention Canelo. You could argue that Canelo might be one of the oldest fighters in boxing. He's 33, but he has 66 fights. You know what I'm saying? That wears on you, bro. So, of course, then you got to factor in the caliber of fighters, caliber of opposition, you know what I'm saying? The frequency in which you fight and stuff like that. But, you know, Canelo has one of the best resumes in boxing. So, you know that he was fighting high level competition. So, you know, yeah. Bivol was banking on being the better boxer, and Archer displayed with them Cooper first socks on that. Yeah, he can box too. The difference is my punches linger and hurt you way more than yours to me. Yep, yeah, I agree. Bro, what if Beterbiev pull up with his ex-wife? Bro, come on. You see how messy y'all are, bro? Come on, bro. Why? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That'd be some gay shit. I ain't gonna lie. Bivol has to win. Bivol has to win, bro. You hear me? He has to win. It is imperative. It is mandatory, obligatory. He has to. There's no other option, bro. Literally, he has to win or die. Like, ain't no more talking after that, bro. Either he gotta win, he gotta die, or Beterbiev gotta die. One of them. Something that's crazy. She gotta die too. She gotta go too. I ain't gonna lie. She's not exempt. She gotta go too. You know, it's like there's no apologies. You know, it's like, I don't know if y'all watch Attack on Titan, but Attack on Titan, that's a sad ass anime number one. But it's a good anime though. You know, it's hard to watch again for me because I watched it multiple times, but it's hard because even when you think about the good episodes, it's always something sad. Like there's no respite. You know, it's always sad. So it's like wears on you. But it's also motivating. It could be motivating too. But anyway, what I was gonna get to is like Reiner. Reiner's one of my favorite characters, right? But he betrayed him. He got to die. Like there's no forgiveness. You know, like there's forgiveness, but there's no forgetting. You got to die, bro. You already showed me you a snake. As much as I like Reiner, there's no. I'm very consistent, bro. Reiner got to die. I always felt like Reiner had to die. I don't know how they let him live. They should have killed Reiner because he betrayed them. But anyway, and it's just like, what's it called too? What's that one? It's like, dang, there's another example I was gonna give. What was betrayal? Oh, like Walking Dead, Negan. I don't know if y'all watched The Walking Dead, but remember Negan killed Glenn? and right in front of Maggie and them, I don't understand how Maggie ain't kill him. Like, or Rick, you know what I'm saying? Rick ain't kill him. I thought that was corny. As much as I like Negan, I loved having him around because he's funny and he provided another dynamic to the show. But no, he had to die, bro. There's no forgiveness for that, bro. Nah, you gotta go, bro. I don't care how much you turned the leaf. I don't care if you saved Rick's kid or whatever it is, or you saved this, or you did this benevolent thing. You gotta go, bro. You gotta go. You did too much. Ain't no coming back from that, bro. What a better, he said, Beterbiev and Zhang tap in to that grown man strength, that extra grown man strength, like Crawford say about Tank. They punch and punch. Yeah. Me personally, if Bud has a chance against Nello, then Beterbiev is Bivol versus Bivol 50-50. I'm not mad at that. Check your DM. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, I think that if my point is that I don't care what she does. If Beterbiev pulls up with your wife, with Bivol's ex-wife or whatever, or she pulls up with Beterbiev, however you want to phrase it, they both got to go. They both got to go. I bet. I got you. Bet. I'm gonna lock that in. I'll just lock that in. Y'all breaking that bread in the chat, huh? I'm not betting on that. Y'all better than me. I ain't betting on that. Y'all better than me. I just got you. I got you locked in. I'm gonna be honest, Oscar. I got Bud looking like Martin after he fought Tommy Hitman. That's crazy. I ain't got it like that. I got sentiment with it, but I ain't got it like that. Gosh, Lee, the Hitman. What the Hitman did to Marty Marr? That's crazy. Had his face hit the screen. I'm not gonna lie though. You know what? I'm so glad you brought that up. Who brought it up? I don't know if Oscar brought it up or Clone brought it up or. You know what I like though? I like that you brought that up because it brings me to another point with Crawford. Now, I might be out of bounds with this, but a lot of people have referenced a interview that has been recirculating. I can't remember who he was being interviewed by or with, but Terrence Crawford, it was a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. He asked him about how far could he move up, and he was like, "I think my limit would be 154." So a lot of people are saying, "Oh well, you know, he's you know, by his own admission, he thinks he can only go to 154." He wasn't at 154 yet, bro. Like, I just feel like people be reaching so much. Like, don't get me wrong. That is something to think about. It's like, okay, bet you only think that you can get to 154. So not just 160, but 168. You don't really believe you could beat Canelo then. But I keep telling people when people say, oh, Bud's not saying that he could campaign at 168. He's saying he could beat Canelo. That's a difference, bro. Like, that's when people say, oh, Bud needs to fight Janibek to prove himself. Bud needs to fight Benavidez to prove himself at 168. He needs to fight Janibek at 160 to prove himself. He needs to fight Caleb Plant at 168 to prove himself. Why? No, he doesn't. This man, we're talking about a phenomenal generational talent, man. He's undisputed in 2 weight classes. And he just moved up to a third, or not a third, but he got a belt in another division at 154 on his debut against an undefeated champion. Do I think he beats Canelo? No, I think Canelo beats him. But this notion that he has to prove himself or he has to campaign at a weight division. Did Roy Jones have to campaign at heavyweight? I keep saying this all the time. Did freak that? Let's talk about the little jump like Ryan brought up. Did Tank have to campaign at 140 to get Barrios? No. Does Inoue have to campaign at 126 before he gets a title shot? No. He doesn't have to fight. We talk about Shushu because Shushu is arguably the most popular featherweight. But he doesn't have to fight Shushu as a stepping stone to get to a title holder at 126. He's that dude. So if he wants to go to 126, he's going to get a title shot off the rip. If Lomachenko could come out of amateurs and get a title shot against Orlando Salido in his second fight as a pro, why can't a 2-time undisputed and now you anyway get a title shot immediately by moving up? Isn't that part of the rules with some of the sanctioning bodies? Can't Teofimo automatically get a title shot with Brian Norman Jr. because he's a WBO belt holder? Isn't that the rules? Correct me if I'm wrong. So if Teofimo could never fight at 147, but immediately stake his claim to an opportunity for a title at 147, a weight class before, above a weight class he's never been to, against a title holder, why can't a 2-time undisputed do the same thing? And Terrence Crawford, I don't care who he wants to fight. Now, it's up to Canelo if he wants to fight him or not. And to me, I think it's a lose-lose situation for Canelo unless you get an exorbitant fee, you get a lucrative, you know what I'm saying, amount of money, a large lump sum, then that makes it worth it. But it's a lose-lose situation. If you beat Terrence Crawford, people are just gonna say he's too small, just like they did with Jermell Charlo, who was undisputed at 154. And if he wins, I mean, if he loses, God forbid he loses. If he loses, they're gonna kill his resume. Say, oh, he's really just a manufactured superstar, you know, like some people already try to say, you know. So, but this notion that Terrence Crawford has to clean out 168 in order to fight Canelo is stupid. Is utterly ridiculous. So yes, does that mean something that a year ago or 2 years ago he said that he thinks that that the capacity of his weight climb, the maximum capacity of his weight climb would be 154? Yeah, it's something to pay attention to. But things change, bro. Things change, and that's number one. Things change. Number two, like I said, at that point he wasn't at 154 yet. So he didn't know what he feels. Maybe he got to 154 and he feels good. Did he look spectacular against Madrimov? No, but Madrimov was an undefeated champion. And then also, he never said that he could campaign at 168. He said he could just beat Canelo. And let's be real, Canelo is one of the smaller, both height and weight wise, of super middleweights. He's on the smaller end. He's just a great fighter to where, like I said, I think Canelo is more. I think he's more appropriate as far as body type and frame and stature goes. I think he's more appropriately suited to fight at 160 than 168. So it's not like he's trying to fight the biggest super middleweight. No, he's fighting the guy who happens to be the best super middleweight, but the best super middleweight is kind of undersized for super middleweight as well. But granted, with all that being said, I think Canelo wins. But let's not act like, oh. But yeah, I'm glad you said Terrence Crawford, because that reminded me of people making it seem like, oh, they exposed Terrence Crawford for a money grab. And if it is a money grab, he's 37 years old. What's wrong with him trying to maximize his earning potential? Why is that demonized? Don't you try to get the most bang out of your buck at whatever job you do? What's wrong with that? He's not like it's not like he's 25 trying to do that. It's not like he's 35 trying to do that. He's 37. I don't get it. But anyway, let me see. He said, damn, so Morrell brings in Hot Rod as a sparring partner for Benavidez. Yep. And Kerr got Porter. Yep. Benavidez too religious and respectful. Beterbiev, excuse me. Too religious and too respectful to pull that kind of personal drama. Fight is just his job. Strictly business. Yep. Definitely gonna be MIA when that Canelo versus Bud fight goes down. That bet is on record. So yeah, I got you. Yep. I got you. I don't know if you can see that. You see that what it says? That says 200. Ty and Mansa bet. 200. Ty and Mansa bet. Oh, I didn't put 4 though. I forgot to put. I already knew that was for Canelo and Bud though. Let me put that. I didn't put what it was for though. I got you. I got both of them. Clone, with all that's going on with Kid Austin, I have him looking like the fight back video. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. The way Kid Austin is going about it, man, I think he's gonna be in there. I think he's gonna be in there like this.
Get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Fight back. Fight back.
Virgil vs. Madrimov gonna be a good fight. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a great fight. All right, Zhang. Where's Smoochie at? Oh, Smoochie. Yeah, I don't see. Yeah, last time I seen her was I don't want to miss her messages, you know, so she can lie on me again. Tell Bobby miss her messages. I just realized I worked the 22nd box side. Jit versus Zhang, aka Battle of the Ducks, because they both duck Piccoli. Yeah. I ain't too mad at him though. If you feel me, y'all booger. Who? I see that shake my head. People won't accept that in life. Everyone can change their minds. Yeah, and I don't really understand that. Like I understand the fact that it's something to talk about, but it's not like, oh, they act like they caught him in a lie or they caught him in like, I'm here. That's what I'm talking about. Can I ask y'all this? Is Virgil really that good? I don't know. His fights weren't that impressive. I would say this, Clone. There's no I like Virgil Ortiz. I think he's good. Is he that good? I don't know. To me, the verdict is still out. Boachuk was a great win. That was his best win, but that was his last win, and that was controversial, right? A lot of people thought Boachuk won. When I say controversial, I'm talking about like they thought it could have went either way. I thought I was cool with Virgil Ortiz winning. I would have been more cool with the draw, but I'm not mad at that. You know, it could have went either way to me, but Serhii Boachuk dropped him twice. And do I think he's? I don't want to say overrated, but I think he's overhyped a little bit. But like I've always said, to me, him and Boots are the same. You know, to me, I just need to see him. Not saying they're the same caliber of fighter or have the same skill set, but I'm saying they're the same from the perspective for me that they have to both prove themselves. I haven't seen enough. I still have not seen enough. Like, do I think that they're good fighters? Absolutely. But I need to see them against good opposition. You know, to me, I gave Boots a lot of credit for Karen, you know, for the second time. I think Karen gives anybody trouble at 147, but Karen's not a recognizable, high profile, even high caliber name or fighter like that. I think he's a good fighter, a very strong fighter. To me, Karen is kind of like a Sandor Martin. Like, I think Sandor Martin, that's a good win for anybody. I think Sandor Martin is a tough out for anybody at 140. I think Karen Chukadzan is a tough out for anybody at 147. But still, I need to know, can he beat a guy that I know is good? I feel like I know the champions are good, like Brian Norman. I know Stanionis is good, and I know Barrios is good. So Boots beating them, to me, is imperative for me to call him a bona fide good fighter, like very good fighter. He's already good, but very good. So Virgil Ortiz, Boachuk is good, is a good win, but it was still a controversial win. So to me, he's a good fighter. I don't know if he's very good yet. Definitely not great, in my opinion. I have to see more. But he definitely does what he's supposed to do though, right? He has a high KO percentage, so I got to give him that. The guys that he's supposed to knock out, he gets them out of there for sure. But like I told you, you know, maybe I think too highly of Madrimov, but I got Madrimov beating Ortiz. I just think Ortiz is good. A lot of people seem to think he's some kind of term. You're right, exactly. I'm not going for that. I'm not going. A crackhead, I saw that made me think of Judge Mathis, what he called people crackheads. He from Philly. I know his posse. He cooked tank. Not gonna lie. I think Virgil is good. He just a crackhead. Why he got to be a crackhead? Oh, you got for Barinchik and Davis. If hypothetically Barinchik moves his feet and not stand in front of Keyshawn to get that. I have Davis winning, but I don't think that's an easy fight. A lot of people think that's an easy fight, and I could be wrong. Maybe Keyshawn goes in there and bing, bam, booms him. You know what I'm talking about? Gets him out of there in 3 rounds like he did Gustavo Lemos. Or how many rounds did he get? How many rounds did he beat Gustavo in? He looked very good against Gustavo. Maybe he does Gustavo like that. I mean, maybe he does Denise like that. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a unanimous decision win for Keyshawn, and I think it's going to be a tough fight. You know, I do think Keyshawn's going to drop him. I do think there's going to be a knockdown in the fight, but I don't think it's going to be a stoppage. But I could be wrong. You know, so to answer your question, I have Keyshawn Davis winning in I think it's going to be his toughest fight to date. Not just because it's a champion, but I think Denise Baranchik is going to show him some things that he hasn't seen in the ring before on fight night. Not saying he hasn't seen it before in sparring or in practice or in the amateurs, but in the professional ring, I think that Denise Baranchik is going to show him some stuff that he's going to have to deal with for the first time under the lights. And I think it's going to be a proven moment. I think it's going to be a coming of age moment, you know, another one. So Keyshawn's on a great streak. He has a momentum on the side, but I think people are kind of overlooking Baranchik. But maybe I'm giving him too much credit too. That's a possibility because I don't know much about Baranchik. I only seen him fight two times. I saw some highlights and I saw him fight 2 times. To me, Boachuk won. Not mad at the win, but the way Boachuk fought him was insane. In the pocket, just minimal movement, and made him look silly at times. Yeah. That's what I said. I got Xander. If Xander Zayas and Virgil Ortiz fought right now, today or tomorrow, I would have Xander Zayas. And Xander Zayas is still pretty much a young bull. Granted, he is ranked high. I think he's ranked number 1 or 2 in the WBO. So he's ranked high, but he's still like, you know, up and comer, prospect, contender level guy. And I would have him over Virgil Ortiz. So if that tells you what I think about Virgil Ortiz, there's no disrespect. I do think highly of Xander Zayas as well, but I don't think that highly of him. Like, I wouldn't put Xander Zayas over any other veteran guy at 154. Like, not right now, maybe in the future, but not right now. But I would pick him over Ortiz right now. I'm hungry, chat. What y'all eating, man? I kind of want some breakfast. He said, speaking of real street shit that don't involve you with snitching, but folks really be thinking he a street dude. What's going on? Oh, my Lord. What's going on, Ma? Mao. What does MAW stand for, if you don't mind me asking? Did you tell us before? Isn't A&W like a root beer manufacturer? I remember A&W. It's like A&W have like a root beer or something. What's MAW? How does Conor Ben come back? Look, MAW. I don't know. I'm not too excited about that. I wish I was more excited about Conor Ben and Chris Eubank Jr. because I know it has a lot of implications on the UK side, particularly England. I'm just not too excited about that fight. Men at War. Ah. Remember that song 16 at War? What happened to her? 16 at War. Y'all remember that song? What's her name? Karina Pajian. People just disappear. She a one hit wonder. I'm 16 at war. That song used to go. I used to like that song. No offense, but you still got that GTD chain because I threw mine in the trash. What happened, bro? Yeah, man, you know I rock with Tank, man. What happened, bro? What happened, bro? 16 at war. You remember that song, Clone? When she said when Smoochie said men at war, it reminded me of that song. Smoochie said I hated that song. Smoochie, it don't matter. I'm gonna tell you why it don't matter. You don't. I already know your taste of music is already crazy. So to me, if you don't like a song, Smoochie, then I think that's good. That means it's a good song. I ain't gonna lie. If you don't like a song, you don't like an artist, that's a good thing. If you like them, I'm a little skeptical. You ain't never heard of 16 at war? No, I think she was from she was somewhere upstate, if I'm not mistaken. She might have been like from New York or something. I don't know that. I don't know that for sure. She wasn't from the South. Yeah, she's from New York. I knew I ain't tripping. Yeah, she's from New York. I knew she was from uptown somewhere, upstate somewhere. Yeah, exactly, Clone. No musical takes were sweet. Exactly. Thank you, bro. Because ain't no way. If you don't like a song or like an artist, that's a good thing. It seems like she's still making music, though. Shout out to her. Good for her. She's still making music. He's saying this because Tupac gay. I don't know nothing about. I don't know what you talking about. Yeah, she's still making music. That's dope. Boxing dope. I'll focus his tank on his cam for this fight because he's beefing with one of his managers, calling folks zesty and snitching. Yeah, I saw him. Well, I didn't know he's beefing with one of his managers. I knew he was beefing with. I mean, not beefing. Just trash talk with Ray Ford. I saw that. I didn't know he was beefing, getting into it with one of his managers too. I remember from Jay's chat. Great band. Men at Work. Okay, Men at Work. Okay. Band saying Land Down Under. Okay. That's what's up, bro. That's your favorite band, or are you part of the band? You never know who you have a conversation with, man, you know? On a boxing note, Shields versus Perkins. Does Daniel have a chance? Candy Slim dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I didn't know that though, Ty. That's interesting. My guy Ty, man, appreciate the love too, bro. Shields versus Perkins. Does Danielle have a chance? I think she has a chance from her physical stature. But I was watching, like I said, I don't know if you were here yesterday when I was discussing it. Probably not. But I was doing my little research on her and stuff like that. I was watching 2 fights yesterday. Her last fight against Christiane Fahey, I believe her name, which was actually on the undercard of Clarissa Shields' last fight against Vanessa LePage Joannissi. And then I was watching another fight. I can't remember. I think it was fights that she had 2 or 3 fights ago. And she's a tall fighter, physically imposing fighter, which I'm sure you know. And she's a former hooper, so she has some athletic background. But But I just think like from her shots, like she throws, she squares up a lot. And I think when you square up against somebody like Claressa Shields, who has a high capacity for boxing, you know what I'm saying? Great boxing acumen, great fundamentals, sharp. I think that Claressa Shields will be able to take advantage of some of those holes in Danielle Perkins' offense, not to mention her defense, like I said, because, you know, you square up, then you're going to be least likely to be able to block shots effectively or evade shots effectively. So I think Claressa Shields will be able to capitalize. But Danielle Perkins, she's an athletic, tall heavyweight, you know, so I think that she definitely has a chance if she hits her flush. If she lands on Claressa flush, and she could hurt Claressa. She was hurting Christiane Fahey. Now, Christiane Fahey's not Claressa Shields, but still Claressa, anybody can be hurt, right? So I think that she has a chance, but I'm going with Claressa. But to answer your question, yeah, I think she has a chance. I think it'll be a much more competitive fight than Joe Nissi was, in my opinion. But I have Claressa though. Ray Ford versus Navarrete, a great fight waiting to happen. Yeah, Danielle be chucking the things. She be chucking them things. Facts, Candy Slip. And she used to have a good confidence, the obvious size of. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I can't count that out. You know, that's a whole lot of pressure, man. If she could put two punches together, oh man, you know. If Claressa gets stunned or wobbled by a shot, then you know. I'm gonna tap in with you off air with a specific, okay, because it's not on brand with your platform, but I appreciate it. But what's with fighters seeming like they not focused on camp and their dates close? Yeah, I agree. That's not a good thing, because we know Lamont Roach is focused, but you know what Lamont Roach is not doing? I have never heard Lamont Roach come out and say, oh man, Tank don't look like he's focused. Lamont don't care. He's doing what he's supposed to. He's locked. Every time I see him, he's locked in, whether it's an interview, whether it's training, whether it's whatever, you know. So he's giving himself the best chance to win, and that's all you can ask for from a competitor. Is Tank locked in? Maybe Tank might be taking him a little lightly. If he loses, then it is what it is. Always let the best man win. You know, I'm rooting for Tank, but you know I'm a boxing fan first. Let the best man win. If Tank loses, I'm gonna be shocked. But you know I like upsets. You know I like upsets. Now, do I want Cinnamon to be upset? No. Do I want Gervonta to be upset? No. Do I want Junta Nakatani to be upset? No. But hey, everybody's in there is getting punched on and throwing punches and getting punched on. You deserve to win if you win, unless it was a robbery or something like that. But you know, yeah. So I'm rooting for Tank, but Lamont Roach seems like he's handling business. So hey, and he's not worried about what Tank is doing. He's doing the right thing. So if Tank's not focused, which I don't necessarily, I'm gonna wait till you send me what you send me. But I don't necessarily. I think some people are able to manage. I know some people are able to manage multiple things, you know what I'm saying, at once, multitasker, right? And some people actually operate better in the chaos, you know. So what may seem chaotic to me may not seem chaotic to you, you know what I'm saying? Or what may be chaotic to me may not be chaotic to you. And how you respond to chaos may not be how I respond to chaos. Some people thrive in that shit. That's just life, you know what I'm saying? Some people actually need to grasp things, need things to grasp their attention so they could grasp more, they could get more motivation and more passion and more drive from it, you know what I'm saying? So he could be looking for people to talk trash to him, and that could make him want to prove a point more and take it out on Lamont Roach, like he said at the press conference. So I don't think necessarily that being distracted. Now, I don't know what you're going to tell me, you know, I'm just speaking in general here. If he's beefing with it, if you're beefing internally, like with your team, that's never good. But, you know, some people, you know, like for me, like, and you can ask Clone, I know it's just video games, but when I used to stream on Twitch, right, I was better the more I talk trash. I was better, you know, because now I'm engaged now, and especially if someone talks trash back to me, oh yeah, we locked in now. I'm talking trash, you know what I'm saying? Because I know, because I believe in myself, because I know how I like playing sports and stuff. That's what I do. I talk trash and play sports and stuff like that. So I believe in my ability to knock you off your game by my trash talk more than your trash talk to affect me or impact me negatively. So I'm actually better, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what it is too. Yo, shout out to my boy MAW, man. He said, men at work. He said, subscribe, share, and smash that like button, folks. I appreciate that, man. My boy MAW dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir. Listen to my boy MAW, man. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Smoochie says she has a chance, but Claressa will win. I'm with you on that. But I think she has a decent chance. So I don't think she has like a little small chance. I think she has a pretty good chance. Perkins is a plus 750 to win. Please listen to MAW, smash that like button, and hit that subscribe button and share. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell as well, man. Shout out to my boy MAW, man. He said, I got to rest. Man, hey, God bless you, bro. Have a good rest, man. Early start tomorrow and pass minute. All right, bet, man. God bless you, MAW. I appreciate you. Yeah, you're in Australia, right? So, yeah, man, shout out to you for pulling up, man, from down under. Shout out to all my Aussie brethren and sisters out there. For me to believe Kurt could beat Tank, in my opinion, I need more breakdowns of finishes because Tank got breakdowns all over YouTube or absolutely brilliant setters. Yeah, absolutely brilliant setters. Facts. I think Shakur is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I think if anybody beats Tank, it's Shakur, but I'm leaning towards Tank as well. Motivation or cloud chasing? Maybe both. Maybe both. Cloud chasing on behalf of Tank or the people cloud chasing him. Which one? Which one, Candy Slim? To a point, he get better and worse the more you was talking. Sometimes you be doing too much teabag, and people. Bro, now you snitching, bro. All you had to do was agree, bro. Now you out here snitching, bro. That's crazy.
All right, I'm putting cases on all you bitches.
He said sometimes you be doing too much teabagging and telling people to suck me for you to truly lock in. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I get caught up in it though, and sometimes I'll be especially. I ain't gonna lie, but me and Chloe, like, we used to play Call of Duty, bro. Y'all remember that clip I have where I run in the house, I kill 2 people, right? I squad wipe a team in Warzone, and then I start teabagging the dude, and then I get sniped. Bro, I'm teabagging the dude, bro, and then I get sniped from a building like I don't even know how far it was, but I had to be. I don't know, bro. I had to be at least, I don't even know, bro. 200, 600 meters away. I don't know. Maybe a kilometer. I don't know, bro. But I wish I had. Let me see if I have it, chat. If I could find that clip, bro. That joke is so funny, bro. Yeah, nah, Claude is right. Claude is right about that. I cannot lie about that. Bro, I squad wipe a team, bro. I'm talking about, I'm dancing. I'm laying them down, bro. And then I start teabagging the dude on the stairs and somebody sniped me from the building across the map. Nah, bro, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm trash for that. Let's see if I can find it, bro. Oh, nah, man, that was crazy. I deserved that one. I don't know if I have it, though. Man, I might need to get back on the game, man. I might need to get back on the game, bro. I ain't played the game in a minute, man. I used to have fun, man. Oh man, I wish I had. I'm gonna see if I can find it and show it next stream or something. I'm talking about I was teabagging the heck out that boy chin, boy. All on his forehead. I got sniped. Talking trash too. Oh man. Bro, you couldn't be a boxer. You too damn toxic. I'm telling you, bro. Too toxic, bro. Too toxic, bro. I don't know where I'll have it. I mean, I probably have it. I just didn't label it properly. Dang it, man. Give me a second, chat. Hold on. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Oh man, bro. Candy Slim says it's Tank calculation. Okay. His OnlyFans group will have you believe that's beneath him. He said his OnlyFans group is crazy.
Yeah.
His OnlyFans group will have you think that's beneath him.
Yeah.
But if you watch how he moves around this fight time, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, bro. You could be right, bro. I think he's taking the 50 Cent approach for his fight to generate more interest, creating controversy for people to watch. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know either. I'm interested to see what Ty has to show me. I don't like him fighting once a year either. Stick talk, but I don't be tripping because like I said we watch a lot of boxing, man. So if Tank don't fight, that's one of my favorite fighters to watch. My favorite fighter to watch. But if he's not fighting, yeah, I'm watching somebody else. I seriously disagree with Tank fighting once a year, but people are probably screaming he's fighting can drivers because his inactivity. So every time he comes back with the tune-up, yeah. I think that he's one of the, I think him and Terrence Crawford. It's funny that they don't like each other, but I think they go through some of the similar things. Of course, Terrence Crawford is much more accomplished. Let's get that out of the way. But what do people say about Terrence Crawford? Oh, he only fought Errol Spence. No, bitch, you just don't watch boxing. If you think Terrence Crawford only fought Errol Spence and you just don't watch boxing, you don't appreciate boxers. That's because Errol Spence is the only guy that you heard of. You know what I'm saying? How can you say he only fought Errol Spence, but then tell me Errol Spence is good, which I think Errol Spence is great as well, Hall of Fame fighter. And they have some commonality in opponents. They both beat Sean Porter, champion. So if you're gonna give Sean Porter, but then if you say that people say, "Oh, Terrence Crawford beat Sean Porter," and Sean Porter wasn't the same. Anyway, so people, I think that Tank and Terrence Crawford, they're both American, right? Coincidentally. I think people discredit their opponents, their opposition. I think Tank has good opposition. We know Terrence Crawford has good opposition. So I definitely don't think he fights cans. But do we want him to unify? Yeah. I want him to unify. But if he doesn't, I mean, it's not the end of the day for me. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world for me. Yeah, I want him to unify as well. Hell, I want him to get undisputed, but I don't think like I was just watching an interview and I was mad because I don't watch this person, Paulie Malignaggi. I don't even watch Pro Box. Like I watch Pro Box fights, but I don't watch them anymore because I can't take Paulie Malignaggi seriously. And once I feel like you're just saying stuff just for shock value, it just makes me disengaged because I don't believe anything you say now because now I've got to question everything. But yeah, whenever he talks about Canelo and whenever he talks about Gervonta, he's the worst. But I saw him talk about how bad a matchup Frank Martin was and Lamont Rhodes. But like, Chad, y'all know we do a lot of research here. And this is no disrespect. I'm not disrespecting any of Tank's contemporaries. I'm just telling you what the facts are. When Tank fought Frank Martin, Shakur fought Artem Harutyunyan. Artem Harutyunyan had one loss. That loss was to Frank Martin. That's okay. But Artem Harutyunyan wasn't ranked higher than Frank Martin, right? So Shakur and Tank are contemporaries, right? So Frank Martin, Tank's opponent was ranked higher than Shakur's opponent. Teofimo fought Steve Claggett. Steve Claggett wasn't even ranked. So we know Frank Martin was ranked way higher than Steve Claggett, right? Paulie Malignaggi ain't talk about that. Devin Haney fought Ryan Garcia. Frank Martin was ranked higher than Ryan Garcia too. So out of his contemporaries and Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Teofimo Lopez, Tank fighting Frank Martin, Tank literally fought the strongest opposition. His opponent was the strongest. But he had Paulie Malignaggi because Tank is good and because Tank knocks him out. Frank Martin's no good. And at a certain point, you can't penalize people for being great. And that's what we do sometimes. Like, Even with Terrence Crawford, we say that he didn't beat anybody because he was on an 11 KO streak when he got to Madrimov. No, Errol Spence is somebody, Sean Porter is somebody, Victor Postal is somebody, Yuriorkis Gamboa is somebody, Kell Brook is somebody. I can keep going. Amir Khan is somebody. It's just Terrence Crawford is just that great. So we can't act like because somebody's great and they're making people look bad that they don't have any opposition. Those are not synonymous ideas all the time. Sometimes they are, like Edgar Berlanga, right? When Edgar Berlanga had 16 fights with 16 first-round knockouts, and then when he had his 17th fight, he went on a knockout-less spree, right? He stopped knocking people out. That was indicative of somebody getting fed people to exaggerate his skill set, right? That's not Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is undisputed. Edgar Berlanga was never even a champion. Gervonta's a champion. So it's easily to see the difference in people fighting good opposition and people being overhyped and people just hating on people because they not fighting the person that they want him to fight. Because if Tank fights Shakur, then a lot of us would be happy. I know I'd be happy, but that doesn't mean that if Tank's not fighting Shakur, that his opposition is bad. Or if Canelo fights Benavidez, I'd be happy. A lot of us would be happy. But that doesn't mean that Canelo versus Jaime Munguia was a bad fight because Jaime Munguia is not Benavidez. No, at the time, that was a good fight. In fact, Edgar Berlanga was also ranked number 1. You know, let's talk about Canelo and Edgar Berlanga. I'm going to sound like a broken record for some of y'all, but let's talk about Naia Inoue. I've never heard Paulie Malignaggi critique Naia Inoue. You know who was ranked higher than, you know who wasn't ranked higher than Edgar Berlanga at the time that Canelo fought him? TJ Doheny wasn't ranked higher than Edgar Berlanga. But Paulie Malignaggi shit on the Canelo fight. He ain't say shit about Inoue fight. In fact, he praises Inoue for fighting TJ Doheny. TJ Doheny had 4 losses. He was 36 years old with 4 losses, and Naia Inoue stopped him. And he wasn't ranked until they finalized the fight. And he still wasn't ranked number 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, right? Jaime Munguia, another Canelo opponent, was ranked higher than Louis Neary was. And he was definitely ranked higher than Yi Jun Kim was. So how come Paulie Malignaggi is irate about that? But because that's not the clicks that he's gonna. That's not the fan base he's trying to attract. That's not the emotion he's trying to pull on. But it's more beneficial, advantageous for his brand to talk trash about the 2 biggest stars. Coincidentally, if you believe in that it to be a coincidence, coincidentally, he always talk about Gervonta Davis. He's always talking about Canelo Alvarez. He's a hater, bro. I can't respect that, bro. I would rather him just say he doesn't like them than try to act like he's giving some real boxing analysis. No, he's not. NPR in the building. He said Frank was the strongest at 135. I didn't say that. That's what you heard. I did not say that. Did I say that? You see how people do? You see how people do? Shout out to my boy Oscar. My boy Oscar always tell me, and it sticks with me. It sticks with me. He said, you can only control what you say. You can't control what people hear. Did I say Frank Martin was the strongest at 135? Or did I say that he was the highest ranked opponent out of Tank, Teofimo, Devin Haney, and Shakur? Out of the contemporaries, out of the guys that are always compared to each other, I said Frank Martin was the highest ranked highest ranked opponent in PR. I didn't say he was the strongest. Now, if you want to equate strongest with being the highest ranked, then yeah, he's the strongest. And to answer your question, is Frank Martin a better fighter than Steve Claggett? Absolutely. Is Frank Martin a better fighter than Artem Harutyunyan? Absolutely, because he beat Artem Harutyunyan. And is Frank Martin a better opponent than Ryan Garcia? Absolutely. Again, you know why? Because Ryan Garcia is a freaking cheater.
We do not let people who are on the juice discuss real athletes. That's all.
So yes, on both counts. Yes, he was the highest ranked and he was the strongest. Yes. And plus, Tank already beat Ryan Garcia. Does that answer your question, NPR? Is that fair or no? Is that a fair assessment or not, chat? But I do agree with Stick Talk's assessment and Candy Slim's assessment. That's a very fair take. Could he be clout chasing to get people more interested in this fight because he knows people aren't interested in Tank versus Lamont Roach, so he's trying to garner interest other ways? That's a good take. I think that's a great take. Is it true? I don't know. But that's a well thought out, educated take, because that's a possibility. Yeah, he could be doing that. NPR said thanks, Doc. Thank you, bro. Thank you for saying that, because that helps me elaborate, because some people do hear what they, sometimes I talk fast, number one. Not so, I do talk fast. Number two, sometimes I don't, just because it makes sense to me up here doesn't mean it makes sense when it comes out here. Or just because it's, I think it does make sense, but just because it's clear here doesn't mean it's clear when it comes out here. So I appreciate you. I wasn't saying that Frank Martin is the best, my brother. No, sir. I do like Frank Martin. I think Frank Martin's going to be a champion at 140, but he's not the best. He's not the champion. How could he be the best? But out of the opposition, absolutely. Frank Martin is better than Steve Claggett. Frank Martin, which was Teofimo's last fight. Frank Martin is better than Artem Harutyunyan, which is Shakur's last fight, because he literally beat Artem Harutyunyan. He's Artem's only loss. And then I think Frank Martin is better than Ryan Garcia, because Ryan Garcia is a cheater. And that was Teofimo's opponent, Shakur's opponent, and that was Teofimo, Shakur, and Devin Haney's opponents, respectively. That's crazy. Nah, you heard. I said torque, bro. I'm standing on that. Tank should fight Jake Paul at any time. I'm saying, at some point there has to be a pivot from celebrity boxing back to real boxers. Skills prevail, man. Jake Paul will beat the hell out of Tank. Stop it. He's too big. Alan Floyd knew what they've been doing all along. Yeah. You right about that, pugilism. Well, you might be right, though, pugilism, because it's not wrestling, right? It's boxing, so maybe Tank is good enough to nullify that height and not get hit. I mean, not height, but that size, excuse me. Not just the height. All types of size, all around. I think that's too big, though. I wouldn't want to see that fight. I wouldn't want to see Jake Paul against anybody smaller than 168. Not saying that anybody smaller than 168 can't beat him. I'm not saying Janibek can't beat him. I think Janibek can. I'm not saying that Terrence Crawford can't beat him. I think they can, but I do think it has to be at least somewhat comparable in size. Like I wouldn't want to see Jake Paul fight anybody smaller than 168. I probably wouldn't even watch it, to be honest. I'm lying. I probably would watch it. But speaking of Jake Paul and Logan Paul, y'all heard about them fighting? Jake Paul and Logan Paul supposed to be fighting, so people were saying. And then once again, remember I was talking about earlier with Keyshawn Davis and Shakur, people faking emotion by saying that they're so mad that Keyshawn and Shakur won't fight. They're saying that, oh yeah, Logan Paul and Jake Paul, they're actual brothers. They'll fight. How come Keyshawn and Shakur won't fight? The fact that you're even comparing Jake Paul and Logan Paul, what they do, to what real boxers do, then I mean, to me, you already disqualified yourself from having common sense and being involved in a civilized, educated conversation with any consequence or with any real subject matter, with any real substance. When you compare what Jake Paul and Logan Paul are doing to what actual boxers are doing, so if you're doing that, you already disqualified yourself from a conversation with me. I ain't gonna lie. I literally see people say, oh, Logan Paul and Jake Paul about to fight, so why can't Keyshawn and Shakur? Because they're actual brothers. Logan Paul and Jake Paul will do anything for attention, right? That's their marketing scheme. A shout out to them. I salute them because they're very successful. And I think what they're doing is dope. I don't have to like it, but what they're doing is, you know, they definitely broke the code, right? Or figured out the code on how to get attention, how to make money, you know what I'm saying? Do their own thing and be entrepreneurs. I can't be mad at that. Ain't no hater. I don't mean I gotta like it. I don't mean I gotta be like excited about it and stuff like that. I'm strapped in. My boy Dub, New Jersey tour. I'm strapped in. My bad. Was typing that essay. Had to give them poor details and not the BS. Nah, you good, bro. Tank versus Jake Paul is Floyd versus big show. Yeah. It's a big show. The same Logan and Jake that every other year they troll like they're going to fight. Oh, see, I didn't even know that. Thank you for putting me on. I didn't know that. So that makes people's argument even worse. Thank you. I didn't even know that they troll like they're going to fight. I didn't know that. You see? People calling Jersey Vargas an attempt at Floyd cloning Tank, but Vargas got kickboxing background on some Caleb play. Oh, really? I like Jersey Vargas so far, what I've seen, but what I don't like is how many Tank 2.0s are there, Stick Talk? There's Jersey Vargas, they call him Tank 2.0. What's the other guy? John Arobio. They call him Tank 2.0. They call Carmel Moulton Lil Tank. There's so many Tank, bro. Just let them be themselves. I don't like Two Brothers fighting. I don't like it either. I remember they were flirting with Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko fighting. I think that's silly. Why? Like, they fight at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Family fights if something goes like that, but. And maybe I'm too soft. Maybe I'm too sentimental, but I don't see the problem with Keyshawn Davis and Shakur not fighting. But I will say this. The reason why it's an issue for me, or the reason why I understand some of the blowback, is because everybody's Shakur's brother, right? You know, at one point, Shakur and Tank were brothers. At another point, Shakur and Richardson Hitchens were brothers. Now, and now it's Shakur and Keyshawn Davis. They're brothers, you know, and Shakur and Terrence Crawford. So if you're going to be brothers with everybody, then who you going to fight? And you already have a problem getting opponents. So I get what people say that. But to me, even that's still a stretch because he's not friends with Lomachenko. He's currently not friends with Tank. He wants that fight. He's not friends with Berinchik, so he wants that fight. So I think people just, like I said, I think people just be talking, man. I actually don't have a problem with brothers not fighting or people that establish a friendship like a brotherhood. I don't have a problem with Shakur and Keyshawn not fighting or not wanting to fight. But some people do, you know, to each his own. I don't have a problem. Yeah, 4 of them, right, Ty? 4 of them, right? Yeah, the John Arobio guy, Carmel Moulton, Jersey Vargas, and I'm sure I'm missing somebody else that they call Lil Tank. It's like, bro, let these fighters be themselves. Most probable is Canelo versus Jake, though. That's Canelo's McGregor. Yeah, that's why I always said that. I think Canelo's gonna fight Jake Paul for his last fight, like you said, Floyd and Conor. Yep, I agree. That's true pugilism. Yeah, Floyd boxed Logan. Yeah, but Floyd is a slick fighter. I mean, don't get me wrong, Tank got skills, but he's not slick like that. So, but no, you're right though. Yeah, I don't want to doubt that. You're right. Shakur and Keyshawn can fight, but Vlad and Vitaly and not Jake and Logan or Jamel and Jamal. Yep, I agree. I mean, yeah, Keyshawn and Shakur can fight, but I don't mind friends not fighting. But that's just about it. Like, there's so many other fighters there's so many other fights that can happen. I don't mind friends not fighting. I don't mind friends fighting either. Like, if friends want to fight, fight. But if they don't want to fight, I'm cool with that too. Albert says, what about Thurman? Does he really have a chance to fight Tim Tszyu? Nah, Tim Tszyu's supposed to be fighting, I can't remember, it's rumored that he's fighting some guy, a domestic fight in Australia. And Keith Thurman is coming back to fight Brock Jarvis. Are you saying they'll fight later on down the line, Albert? Maybe. But the next fight for Keith Thurman, his comeback fight is against Brock Jarvis, who's another Australian. Well, speaking of that, I want to show y'all something very interesting. I was looking at this the other day. I want to show y'all this, bro. Is this not crazy, chat? I want to ask James Daly this. That's a good question, Albert. Speaking of Keith Thurman, right? Keith Thurman's coming back to fight Brock Jarvis, right? Brock Jarvis, he has 1 loss, and that 1 loss is to Liam Paro. That was one of the first fights I saw of Liam Paro. I think Liam Paro stopped him in the first round. But this is crazy, though, right? Shout out to Joey Spencer. Shout out to look at this, chat. Dub, look at this. What they got going on in Australia? Look at this. Brock Jarvis's last fight was at 160. His fight before that was at 147. His fight before that was at 140 against Liam Paro, where he lost in 1 round, like I said. His fight before that was at 135. His fight before that was at 130. His fight before that was at 126. His fight before that was at 122. This man's last 7 fights were at 7 different weight classes. What they got going on in Australia, bro? What type of shit is that, bro? I've never seen that in my life, bro. How do I know random stuff like this? Because I just be looking up stuff sometimes. When Keith Thurman said he was coming back to fight Brock Jarvis, I was like, wait, he's coming back to fight a guy that Liam Paro knocked out? And I went and looked at it. I was like, hold on. This man, Brock Jarvis, he don't know what a weight class is. He said, oh, you want to fight today? Whatever weight I'm at right now, we can fight. He don't care if he's starving. He going through he don't care if he's currently bulimic. What's the other one? Anorexic. He going on a binge. He don't care if he in shape, out of shape, on shape. He don't care, bro. I've never seen nothing like this in my life, bro. I've never seen nothing like this in my life, bro. His last 7 fights were at 7 different weight classes. He fought at super bantamweight. That's with 122 is now your Inoue. And now he's about to fight Keith Thurman. You got to think it's going to be at least at 154. At least at 154. So he went from 122. He went from Naoya Inoue to BAKHRAM'S MURTAZALIEV. In 7 fights, bro. Bro, 122, 126, 130, 135, 140, 147, 160. Bro, that's crazy, bro. I've never seen nothing like that in my life, bro. Kangaroo, that's crazy. That's all. And see, that's why and see. And then she be getting mad why I be ignoring her messages. That's crazy. Keith versus Errol makes perfect sense now. If I'm, but you know what I like, NPR? I like what Errol said, and I hope he stands on it. I like what Errol Spence said. I would go to my grave before I fight Keith Thurman. Now, but you're right. It makes sense right now. But I hope he never fights it, because Keith Thurman, I don't really call people like, I call people ducks sometimes, but most of the time when I call people ducks, I say that because everybody wants to call everybody a duck. That's not their favorite fighter. So I just say that to say, like, okay, if you're gonna, I just do it for a comparing, for a comparing contrast. If you're gonna call this person a duck, well, this person's a duck too, then, by default, right? By using that same logic. But I don't really think too many boxers duck for real. But I do think that there's 3 boxers in history that ducked. I think Danny Swift Garcia ducked Terrence Crawford in multiple divisions. I think Anthony Joshua ducked Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And I think Keith Thurman ducked the hell out of Errol Spence. Those are the 3 ducks. To me, those guys duck. I do think they're great fighters though. And shout out to Ty and mostly Ty. I was gonna say Karma a little bit too, but mostly Ty. Shout out to Ty. He's convinced me otherwise to give Anthony Joshua a little bit more leeway with my claim that he's a duck. You know what I'm saying? With AJ, as we talk about it and stuff, he kind of opened my eyes to some things a little bit that I could give to AJ. But definitely Keith Thurman. Oh, he definitely ducked Errol Spence. He said Keith ain't want that pressure. Facts. So the reason why I say that is that I don't want Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman, because I love the fact that he said that I'll go to my grave before I fight Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman didn't want to fight, so I'm not going to fight him now. I don't blame him, because that fight should happen a long time ago. So I hope Errol Spence never fights Keith Thurman. But you're right, NPR. It does make sense. This fight does make sense now for sure. Riddick Bowe duck Lennox Lewis. Oh Lord, don't say that, NPR. Oh, where's irony? Don't say that. Irony said Riddick Bowe's better than Lennox Lewis. Don't say that. Oh yeah, you were here last night, NPR. You were here last night. You heard what he said. Oh, don't say that, bro. Oh, irony gonna come out the. Oh, please don't say JC. Please don't say JC from Wales. Don't say that name. If you say that name, irony is just gonna materialize. I don't know how he does it. Keenan back in the building. What's good, Keenan? Welcome back, brother. He said Brock Jarvis is the same promo company as Tim Zoo. Yep. Zoo most likely the plan next. Spence should fight Lubin. I don't know if Spence will fight Lubin, because remember, Lubin's fighting Arjuro Holmes, and the winner of Lubin and Arjuro Holmes gets BAKHRAM'S MURTAZALIEV. It's an IBF title eliminator, so they say. It has not been finalized yet, at least not to my knowledge. But Erickson the Hammer Lubin is supposed to be fighting Arjuro Holmes, and that's a good fight, you know. Now, if Erickson Hammer Lubin loses, maybe he could go fight Errol Spence. I like that fight. That's a good fight. Tran in the building. What's good, Tran? He said Bomac time. What you talking about? Some could say Floyd duck Thurman for Berto. Stop it. Stop it, Keenan. Stop it, Keenan. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Don't you do that. 200 M's. You feel me? Keith Thurman cut his hair so Errol couldn't recognize him. You feel me? Thurman ain't want that pressure. Floyd Keith is about to be replicated through Inoue versus MJ. If Inoue doesn't reach a deal soon, Inoue will be the super no doubt. Hey, wait, you can't say Danny ducked Bud at 140 and say I don't think Bud ducked Boots at 147. Ty, stop it, bro. Stop it, Ty. Stop it, Ty. Stop it, bro. Okay, so let's say this. Okay, let's say this. Let's say Bud. Let's say Let's say Danny didn't duck Bud at 140. What happened to 147? How come he ain't fighting him at 147? Stop it, Ty. I'm not even giving you your fact check on that one. That's crazy. Don't do that. don't do Budrick like that. Hold on now. But yeah, man, I think yeah, I wouldn't be mad if Errol never fights Keith Thurman. But like NPR said, I do agree. If they were gonna fight, it makes sense right now. Would you like me to pull up? Nah, bro. Nah, you can pull up. Yeah, pull up. Of course, you can pull up. Cause I'm pretty much done anyway. So you could say your piece because I'm pretty much done. I'm getting hungry too. So yeah, pull up. He said Floyd didn't duck Keith. Talk to him, Pugilism. Hold on, my boy Pugilism preaching right now. He said Floyd didn't duck Keith.
Yeah.
He actually preserved Keith.
Yeah.
Because Keith was the next face of PBC during the initial launch.
Yeah.
If Keith loses to Floyd, most likely PBC doesn't get Keith giving us free fights.
Yeah.
Come on now. Keith ain't want that pressure, man. Keith was trying to have fun, man. And I like Keith one time, but after Pacquiao got to him, he turned into Keith sometimes. Yo, my guy. Check my DMs? Okay. I'm checking on my phone. What's good, bro? Shout out to Ty in the building.
What's up, guys? I use that example because I thought it was kind of ironic.
Yeah. Talk to him. Talk to us.
Do I believe Bud ducked Boots? No.
Right.
But can people make a case? Maybe, because the one thing they always say is he signed a contract that included.
True.
But did he stay at 47?
That's
no,
true.
He was leaving the division. That was his plan.
Right. So what's the correlation you make with Bud and Danny? You're saying that Danny ain't never stayed there long enough. Well, I'm asking. Is that what you're saying?
No. When it came time for them to actually be paired, Danny was already going to 47. That's when Keith Thurman did. He did.
What the heck? I don't know why it just like sped up real quick. Sound like you was Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't know what just happened. Is it me, chat, or y'all heard that too, right? It just like sped up. Hold on. I'm gonna drop you and I'm gonna pull you back up. It like stopped and then he just. Oh, I can't even move him. Oh Lord, I can't even move him.
Came out the elevator.
Oh shoot! Now it moved him and while they're talking. Keith, sometimes it's hilarious. I'm crying. Thank you. Hey, Joy back. Come on. I mean, Ty. It wouldn't let me move him and then let me move him right when he was talking. Yo. Ty phone tap. It might be.
Maybe I should stand in like one spot. I just came out the elevator.
Oh, okay. Maybe it was the elevator then. Okay. You're good now.
I'm at, Veterans Memorial Hospital, Philly. Keep me janky around here.
Oh, man.
But yeah.
Uh-huh.
Danny was already leaving that division.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I knew that too. Yeah.
That's why I'm like, all right.
Got to keep it
When
consistent.
he really say he ducked him at 40.
Talk to him.
But at 47, it was a clear case that Bud was not going to be able to fight none of those guys at PBC, and it wasn't the fighter's fault. Well, besides Keith Thurman, he ducked everything.
Amen. Yeah, now talk to him, bro. Like I said, you be having good points, man. Whether we agree or not, that's a good point. Got to be consistent.
Even when like Danny had some leeway, he tried to cross the street. Bob wasn't trying to pay him any money.
That's consistent really, with Bob. That's definitely consistent with Bob.
And it's I wish I had my stuff ready. It's a couple of articles on it. Because Bob came out here and said he priced himself out, and he was like, "Look, I'm a premium fighter. When's the last time I got less than 4 M's for a fight?
He said, when the last time?
We know how Top Rank do business over it. Especially when his fighter is making max money for their esteem. If Bud making 3 M's a fight,
Nope.
you think he gonna pay for Danny to come over there?
Nope. I said good points, man. Valid points. Valid points.
That's why I'm like, Danny ain't that.
No,
And that's not because that's my guy.
No, I got you. You know, I don't never think like that anyway. So now when it comes to our talk over here, well, nobody gets spared, man. We try to keep it 100 with everybody, man.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at the Zepeda situation before.
Oh no, I'm not going with Zepeda. I'm not going with Zepeda now.
Zepeda is a duck. We know that for sure now.
Okay.
At the time, I tried to give him some leeway because he said he wanted to fight, and then the people in the front office would come out here and say something totally different.
Yep. Even Panda. I remember, was it Mill City, I believe? He was interviewed and he was like, I don't want Shakur next for Zepeda. That's true. Like I said, I pay attention a lot. So, you're right. But
yeah, that's why I pumped my brakes. I was like, hold on. But nah, that nigga duck.
You got to watch your mouth then. Your mouth writing checks that your ass can't. You got to, what it is? You got an alligator mouth and a hummingbird ass. Your mouth write checks that your ass can't cash. Watch your mouth then. 147 Danny Duck. Candy Slim said, no, I'm not going. He said he's not going, Ty. He said 147 Danny Duck. Bud fought Felix Diaz. I remember Felix Diaz was a BBC fighter around the same time. I remember that. Keisha do commentary on HBO.
Wait.
Thurman.
That's the thing. People be like, all right, well, this guy fought this one. Yeah, there are guys, lesser tier fighters that promoters don't mind sending across the street. But the people you actually make your money off and your business is based around, you're not sending them over.
That's a good point. And we know that happens too. It's business of boxing. That's true.
And if a promoter did, your network is going to call you like, what's going on? What are we getting out of this? Is this a joint venture?
Man, shout out to Ty, man. I just want to say shout out to Ty, man. Shout out to everybody in chat, man.
Business factor actually matters.
Yeah, it does. And people overlook that. Shout out to Candy Slim. I love these conversations, man. It's a great conversation, bro. It's how you grow in boxing. As long as you have an open mind, bro, we all grow. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem saying I didn't know. So like when he put me on game, what was it? I didn't know Gary Anton Russell's the older brother passed away. Not the oldest one, not Gary Allen Russell, but what's his nickname? Batman, who I seen before. I never knew he passed away. And then I also didn't know that which is crazy to me. I don't know how I didn't know this, but I whole time, bro, I thought Floyd put a rehydration clause on Canelo. I did not know that. So sometimes you just, miss stuff. And I don't mind being corrected, bro. I actually appreciate that because then, you should always want to be correct, bro. Like, yeah, that's the thing. People want to be right as opposed to want to be correct. There's two different things. Being right is that that's like an ego thing. Like you want to show that you are, what you're saying is valid, regardless of the facts. When you want to be correct, then that means you're seeking truth. Correct is no opinion. There's no opinion. Anybody could be right if they talk loud enough and they have enough conviction. But nah, you right in your own head. But are you telling the truth? Not Gary Antonio Pizzo. No. I'm talking about, he wasn't a fighter. He was the film guy. I seen him before. I knew about that brother, but I only knew that their father passed away. Rest in peace to Gary Russell Sr. But I didn't know that the eldest brother passed away. Not the fighter. He wasn't a fighter. So not Gary Allen Russell, not Gary Antonio Russell, not Gary Antonio Russell.
For those that don't know, y'all might have seen him in a lot of boxing spaces. They call him Batman.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know he passed away too. But I knew about the father.
One in the corner.
Right. Then was offered 3 M's and didn't even try to negotiate. That boy ducked. He's not going. He was offered 3 M's and then he want to negotiate.
All right, let me ask y'all a question. Danny was offered 3 M's, and who told you that? Bob?
Hey, Candy Slim, you can join the Discord too, brother. Like I said, Discord's open to everybody, man. And I know y'all been here long enough to see that, we don't really be, We just like to have discussions, man, more so than these quote unquote debates, because they don't really be debates. They just be arguments between two grown, sensitive ass men, you know, insecure men that want to see who can yell the loudest. You know what I'm saying? They don't be debates. Debates have a conclusion, you know. Arguments are when you just talking just to talk. And people could be confusing the two. So we have conversations around here. We have debates, you know what I'm saying? But nothing gets aggressive, nothing. Ain't nobody trying to meet up and squabble. You know what I'm talking about? We just talking, having fun, bro. Now, I mean, if it goes down,
not Gary Antonio. Nah, not the little one.
Yeah, not Gary Antonio, no. Gary Antonio is the one that fought Emmanuel Rodriguez, and yeah, the little one, like Ty said. Not him. He wasn't a fighter, the one we're talking about. Oh. Yeah, the Discord. Anybody can always join the Discord, man. Please feel free. You know, it's not just limited to Ty. And it's just speaking of that, man. I'm at work. Okay. Nah, do your thing, brother. But I also
he acknowledged the offer, and he said they could have at least gave me a little more. And he went on and told everybody, my guaranteed purse has been $4 million for X amount of years. This is what my market value is. Offering me this is kind of like disrespectful.
Yeah. It's good to hear the facts, you know what I'm saying, that Ty is kicking. But I ain't gonna lie, I do, like I told y'all who I think, Doug, so I definitely think that I'm with Candy Slim, but it's good to hear the background stuff, because that is a liable, that is a, if I'm not getting compensated, it's the same thing I say about Boots, and I don't say Norman ducked, I don't say Stanionis ducked, and I don't say Barrios ducked. Or why don't I say they ducked? I say because they said they weren't getting the appropriate amount of money that they feel they deserve. I don't think there's anything wrong with having an evaluation for yourself, and if somebody doesn't match that criteria, don't have to fight. I never get mad at that. But while I do hear what Ty's saying, and I do understand what he's saying, and I believe what he's saying, I do think that I'm not sure that it's just that when it comes to Bud Crawford, in my opinion, when it comes to Danny Garcia and Bud Crawford. But yeah, it's good to know that stuff, though, you know. I didn't know about it, even him saying that I missed that part where he said that it was less than what I make. I don't say it's not worth it.
The only time there ever was an offer sent for them as professionals. So the only time they ever went into negotiations, Bob sent a one-off offer.
Right.
This is the reason why Stone Porter went to court to get his fight.
Right.
With Bud. Like it'd be one thing, like if this was an anomaly, this was a one-time occurrence, but it's a track record of this happening with the same promoter, with fighters actually trying to fight. It wasn't like Bud wasn't trying to fight or Danny wasn't trying to fight. It wasn't like Bud wasn't trying to fight, and it wasn't like Sean at that time wasn't trying to fight.
No.
So do we blame the fighters, or do we look at the promoter in these situations?
Yeah, I think God forgive me, I may be wrong, but I blame Danny ass. I ain't gonna lie. I could be wrong.
Yo,
like I said, I could be wrong, you know. But I do blame Danny.
Blaming Danny is like blaming Brian Norman.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. I agree.
When you take away like your personal feeling for the fighter, and you look at
I like Danny Garcia
on paper. That's what makes it different.
Yeah, I like Danny Garcia. Y'all know that. Shoot, Angel Garcia is one of my favorite father. That's one of my favorite father-son duos. Father-son duos, trainers. I like Danny Garcia. I don't dislike. Shoot, I was going for Danny Garcia against Arizona Lara in this last fight.
I don't be implying that to you. I'm saying it for the people that can't.
True. I apologize. I apologize. Yeah, you're right. My fault.
Not everybody objective. People like, look, that's my guy.
Yeah, you're right.
This is what happened. Nah.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that distinction. Yeah.
For some people, they might not even have the information. All they saw was it didn't happen. So therefore, somebody ducked.
That's true.
It had to be one of the fighters.
I gotta hold my feet to the fire too, because that is me being a little hypocritical. Because I do say that I don't think Norman or any of the other fighters ducked Boots, so for monetary reasons. So I'd be hypocritical of myself. He said, "No, Ty. Danny fought Grandos. I need to talk about is it Grandos or Granados? I need to talk
for $1 million immediately after the $3 million offer. He never had a $4 million guarantee for PBC. Danny did say he had more than $3 million for that fight. He had in Puerto Rico versus Mauricio Herrera though. Okay, I don't know who advised Danny to take that loss. I don't, bro. Man, I felt bad for Danny, bro. I mean, I was happy for Laura too, because you know.
I mean, Danny at that time was waiting for a fight. He took what he had to take.
Yeah, he took what he exactly. And I just felt bad because now I'm gonna say twerk. And that boy was twerking on his forehead, man. That boy lost.
Honestly, who did he fight for that? It's like when we try to tell a man what his price is.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at the level of the competition.
Yeah.
He's not gonna fight Bud for how much you said? What, 1 million?
Yeah, that's what he said. Well, he said he was offered 3, but he fought the next guy for 1 or something like that.
That's why I like how the B Norman situation is like still fresh, because a lot of these things were said during that time, and people were just like, "Oh well, he should have took it. That was the most money he made in his life." Stuff like that. Like, that's kind of unfair.
Yeah.
Because if you put yourself in that position, you're going to be like, "Look, you're going to try to get the best deal for you."
Yep.
Not what somebody else trying to tell you to do.
Yep. Bro, Laura was twerking on that man's forehead, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I felt bad for my boy Danny Garcia. Come on, bro. You seen it, bro. Come on now. Y'all seen that man twerking on his forehead, bro. Come on, bro. Y'all saw it, bro. Hold on. Don't make me pull it up, bro. I don't even want to see it again. I felt bad. Danny was just looking up at him, too. I said, gosh, dang, not like this. Not like this. Hold on, bro.
Not the twerk.
Come on, bro. Y'all seen it, bro. I ain't tripping, bro. I'm going to see if I can pull it up without getting copyright. They tried to copyright me for when I showed that little 30-second clip of freaking Lennox Lewis and who was it in the amateurs? Riddick Bowe, bro. Gosh, dang, bro. Y'all be hawking, boy. I showed like 20 seconds. It's like from the 80s, bro. Come on, bro. I'm tripping, chat. Come on, y'all gonna act like y'all ain't see this? Y'all gonna act like y'all don't remember this? Y'all gonna act like y'all didn't remember this? He walked up to him. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Whoop, with it. Whoop, with it. Whoop. Y'all gonna act like y'all didn't see that? That's what we doing? Come on, bro. And he was looking up at him, too. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Funny.
I didn't like
that.
I
was telling y'all he was looking shaky kid.
Yeah, you was. You were. Yep, you was definitely telling us. And I hated that for my boy Danny, bro. I hated that for my boy Danny, bro. Had the senior citizen twerking. You feel me? Smoochie, you seen it. Y'all gonna act like y'all don't remember that, man.
Hey, Doc, look at the comment. Here we go. NPR right there.
What'd he say? Ty, how can you turn down a career high payday unification and not be? Oh, yep, you're right.
NPR. All he asked was for a little bit more. When you look at the parameters, it wasn't like he was saying, "I'm not gonna fight you." He said, "Look, for that amount, can we fight at a neutral site?" But if you asking me to come to Philly, your hometown, in a unification,
I need this.
People sit there and say, "Oh, Boots is the bigger name," but at the same time, B. Norman at the time was the only one that won his belt in the ring.
Talk to him. From Giovanni Santillan, talk to him. In his hometown, too.
But you asked me to come to your hometown. All I asked was for a little bit more. People don't want to look at it the other way. Like, if Boots really wanted that fight, like some other fighters did, he could have gave him some of his purse.
Talk to him.
To level things out.
Talk to him. Andre, it's a different situation, but Andre Ward did that when he it was a different situation, but he got fined for not making weight or something like that. And Andre Ward let him keep it. It was an Eddie Hearn fighter. I don't remember his name.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. So the stuff like that does happen, man. Okay, see, you said Ty Norman getting way less on the undercard. I don't see. That's the thing, though. How many 12-round fights did Norman fight? He fought one. Giovanni Santillan was his first 12-round fight. No one knew of Brian Norman before he got
no, I ain't gonna say no one, but you know what I'm saying. Not too many people knew of him, right? That's number one. Number two, he's fighting on the undercard of when you say women, you're talking about two championship women in a highly anticipated rematch between Michaela Mayer and Sandy Ryan. Xander Zayas just fought on the undercard of their first fight. So did Bruce Shushu Carrington. The reason why I bring that up is because they're around the same age. It's just that Brian Norman upset Giovanni Santillan and became a title holder. If Kid Austin will be the same thing if he upsets Shakur Stevenson. So are we really anticipating Brian Norman to be a champion, or did he just get one because it was an upset? He shocked people. So he only had, if I'm not mistaken, 2 10-round fights prior to that. And he's a champion now. So, of course, even like you said, he's getting way less than he would have got if he fought Boots, but he's still getting more than he would have got before he was a champion. So every payday, every time he fights is going to be his biggest payday since he's a champion now, because he's known now. Before he wasn't known. But if you're going to take a big risk like a unification with Boots or whatever, or Barrios, then you should be expected to get your biggest payday. So when people say that, oh, that was his biggest payday, duh, of course it is. He's a champion now. I always give the example. It's like when you have if you graduate from high school and you go get a job, and then you graduate with your bachelor's, and then you go, or even your AA, you go get another job, you're damn right you're going to get the highest payday relative to what you were getting before, because you didn't have a degree before. You had a diploma. So yes, of course, naturally, that's what's supposed to happen. Every form of athletics. If you're a champion in basketball, if you win a Rookie of the Year, you better believe when you renegotiate your contract, if you win an award, a scoring champion, MVP, whatever it is, if you become an all-star, the next time you renegotiate your contract is going to be the biggest payday. So of course it's going to be the biggest payday. He's a champion now. He wasn't a champion before. I can't say he ducked, because you shouldn't be lowballed because it's your biggest payday. It could be your biggest payday and you still get lowballed, which is what he's saying with Danny Garcia too. Like it could have still been a big payday, but not enough for the stakes. Like the risk has to match the reward, bro. I don't see nothing wrong with that, you know. And that's the point he's making. That's what I'm like. I think I agree with Kenny Slim that Danny ducked, but that's a good point that Ty is making. And like I said, if we bring all that into consideration, at least for me, I feel hypocritical because I don't think Barrios ducked Boots. I don't think Stanionis ducked Boots. I don't think Norman ducked Boots. They all said the same thing. Now, unless you think that all three of them are ducking, which I think is pretty far-fetched because they're all three warriors, I don't see. That's what boxers do. They fight. So, but you're not going to fight for, you're not going to be no sucker. Ain't nobody going to be no sucker. You're not going to pay me what I don't think I'm worth to take on the biggest matchup to make a guy that you like look good. No. You know what I'm saying? You still want to be treated fairly. So yeah, I'm not going for that just because he didn't take a fight and it was his biggest payday. Every fight's going to be his biggest payday. He's a champion now. Greenville and Mike in the building. What's good, brethren? Sorry, go ahead, Tom.
That B. Norman Jr. situation, it had so many layers to it, and it could apply to so many different situations because everyone wasn't even negotiating in good faith.
Right.
To begin with, how can you say, oh, he's going to get this and this for this unification? He never notified neither of the safety advisors of it. But that's a whole nother topic.
Right. How old is Brian Norman anyway? Let me see. I think he's like 23, right?
What, 24, 23?
Yeah, 23, 24, right? Yeah, so he's 24. Not, you know, and let's see. Hey, 24. Let me see.
I just think it's bogus. People sit there and be like, well, in one of his last 2 fights, he made $150K. Just because you offer him $1 million to fight this champion, he's supposed to accept it,
right,
knowing that the other guy is getting 3 or 4 times that.
Right.
Whose resume is comparable to his.
Right. So like I said, I wish they would have fought too. Don't get me wrong. I want to see the unification. Like y'all know, I love unification. I want Brian Norman and Boots to fight, but I don't think anybody should get robbed. I mean, there's 2-year age difference. Xander Zayas is 22. Brian Norman's 24. Brian Norman has more fights, but you know he has 26 fights. But his last fight was against Giovanni Santillan in his backyard of San Diego. He upset him. That was his first 12-round fight. And like I said, so I was right. He only fought 2 10-rounders. 3 fights ago, he was in an 8-rounder. His first 10-rounder was against Quentin Randall. Then he fought the Boca Chica, which was a no contest. And then he fought his first 12-round fight. So if you count the no contest as not counting, he only had 1 10-round fight. Come on, bro. That's the guy that we're disappointed in? Come on, bro. We ain't even know him. It's like that just goes back to that same thing what I showed with Shakur. It's like some people saying he's battered from a sparring from a sparring photo with Sean Porter. Some people saying his hands is messed up. It's like we like drama more than we like the fights, bro. I don't really think anybody was disappointed that Boots wasn't fighting Brian Norman. It's just that we people like controversy and they like to argue and debate and expose people. So that is the play right there. That is, oh, I'm exposing Brian Norman for being a duck. So that's the whole clickbait right there. That's what they look for. They look for drama, bro. The clickbait right now is Shakur being punched on and beat up by whoever it is in the sparring, whether it's Sean Porter or otherwise, just to say that the controversy, that just to build a fake controversy that the fight might not happen. Maybe the fight won't happen, but let it not happen, bro. Why are we making storylines to potentially cancel the fight? Let the fighters cancel the fight. Let Kid Austin or Shakur cancel the fight, bro. There's no need for storylines, but if it's going to get canceled, if he really broke his hand, if he really got beat up and cut and bruised up and battered, then the fight will be canceled, bro. It happened by itself. There's no need for the speculation, in my opinion. But clicks, right? Clicks. Whatever drives the clicks. Maybe I need to start doing that too. Maybe I'm dumb. Controversy. Don't nobody give a gosh dang two. You ask somebody who Brian Norman was 2 fights ago, you wouldn't know who he was. Now all of a sudden,
most people only do it because of sparring.
Right. Then all of a sudden, for a span of 2 months, he was the biggest boxer in boxing. Most talked about boxer because we want to expose him for being scared of Boots. Get the freak out of here, bro. Barrios ain't fight Boots either. Norman ain't fight Boots either. I mean, well, he is Norman. Stanionis ain't fight Boots either. And they all said the same reason. They said that Eddie Hearn is coming, or the offers for him were trash. Team Norman called out Boots, though. I think they said they'll fight Boots. They didn't. And then I remember the whole thing started was because was it YSM, I believe, that platform, shout out to them. He was talking to Boots, and then they asked him about the Brian Norman offer, and he said the offer was sent. And then Brian Norman, which I think was ill-advised, but he tried to get out in front of it, and he made made a video, went on the platform and said the offer was nonsense or whatever like that. And they started going back and forth, and then you see it. And I thought that, I thought Brian Norman was trying to be, not trying, I think he was being too transparent, and it backfired. Because people are just, people weren't really trying to hear. Like, then I think he realized that people just want to, if they're going to call you a duck, they're going to call you a duck. They got their mind made up. It doesn't matter.
I'm glad he was transparent because
me too.
Had he not, the only thing people would have saw was they called them out, they allegedly hit negotiations, and the fight didn't happen.
True.
And he automatically gonna go with the popular guy or whoever they gravitated to.
That's true. But I would say that it's just, it didn't have all that back. Like for example, Stanionis, that's the thing, people miss the fact that Stanionis just said in a tweet, he said that what did he say? That offer was a joke. They asked Barrios about it. Barrios said he wasn't getting enough. Bob Santos, who's Barrios' trainer, said, I need to get 10 times what they offered me to fight Boots. And he said it right in front of Bozy. I can show you the interview. He said, I need 10 times what they offered me to fight Boots. And they started laughing about it, but at the end of the day, he's saying, that might be an exaggeration, but he's saying that he needs more money. So they all said the same thing.
He got a case for it. Talking about Barrios, right?
Right. He's the most decorated champion at 147. He may not be the best.
He's the only one there with an actual pay-per-view.
Right. Exactly. With Tank.
A Tank pay-per-view at that.
That's a fact. He has the highest caliber of fighters too. Keith Thurman as well. He lost to him, but he still has he's been in the ring with the high profile fight, the highest profile fighters at everybody at 147. He's definitely the most decorated champion. And the pay wasn't right though. The pay was equal to the risk. Right. Norman Sr. versus Greg Hackett coming soon. I don't know who to pick. Both the brothers talk a good game. I don't know. I haven't been really keeping up with it, man. I wish them both the best. I hope they come out in good health, man. When is that fight? Do you know, Ty, or anybody in the chat?
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Wait, I had the poster saved.
Y'all gonna watch it?
Yeah, I gave BLK my little bit of change. I'm watching it.
That's what's up. Yeah, I might check it out, but I haven't really been keeping up with it, man. Wish them both the best, though. That's funny that they're fighting, though. Shout out to them.
At 200.
200? Ooh.
Yeah, it's funny. Tim Bradley like to say all this stuff, calling people all types of names, telling people they're not real men, real boxers don't do this and that.
Yep.
Back in my day, we would scrap.
Yep.
What happened?
What happened when Brian Norman
Only reason
Sr.
why,
ran down on him?
Only reason why he fighting Greg is because Sam ain't want no smoke.
Talk to him. Yeah, I used to like Tim Bradley a lot, man. It's just, to me, Tim Bradley's just an example of when you see somebody that you like, just, it's not always good to hear people talk that you like, man. Because like Tim Bradley, when he's still one of my favorite fights. Not one of my favorite fighters, but one of my favorite fights is Tim Bradley versus Ruslan Provodnikov. That fight was great. You know, shout out to Tim Bradley. I always respect Tim Bradley, but he says a lot of silly stuff too, man. I don't know who's worse, him or Paulie Malignaggi. Those two are like the worst.
And pugilism. I don't think that because Turkey had other ideas.
Oh man, I appreciate y'all, man. Don't forget to smack that like button. But still, I respect NPR's perspective though, man. Shout out to you, bro. You know, we gotta, you know, it's finding a balance. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta feel one way, the other person feel the other way, and then we find a balance. So that's how we keep honesty. So I'm not mad at that thought, man. I just disagree with it vehemently. But I'm not mad at it though.
I just look at it like this. I ain't trying to sway your personal opinion. You can feel how you feel. But the one thing I'm always going to do, I'm going to present you with the facts. Or at least try to lead you to them.
Right.
Yeah, usually, if he really wanted that fight, I believe he could have made it. But with Boots, honestly, he really wanted to make some fights at 54 for him, not 47. Well, at that time. Because now he pitching fights at 47 for him.
Yes, sir. I'm about to go get me some food though, man. Your boy is hungry. Let me catch up. But Norman C. I read that already. I just want to see the best fights. I don't care about the business side. But that's the thing that it's not that we care. Like, I don't care either, but we have to, that is a reason we don't have to care about it, but being oblivious to it, it's cool too. I'm not even gonna say that's a bad thing, but we can't act like it doesn't exist. You know, like, if the business doesn't match up, that's a good reason not to have a fight. I know regardless of what we might feel and might not like to hear, the business side, if a fight doesn't happen because the business is not right, that's a good damn reason for a fight not to happen, bro. That's a very good reason if the business is not right. You know, I mean, look how long Beterbiev and Bivol didn't happen, and that wasn't necessarily, I mean, it was business because that's what got it done, but you know, that was politics. Yeah, politics. Sometimes politics matters. So sometimes business matters. Sometimes politics matters. Sometimes the fighters' preferences matter. Availability matters. Promotion matters. These things do matter, bro. Like, I don't like it either. You know, I wish we could just say Tank and Shakur go fight. I wish we could say Canelo and Benavidez go fight, but things matter. Your position matters. Your pull matters. You know, A sides matter. B sides matter.
Like,
matter.
What do you want somebody to show you an actual term sheet? Because like, is actual articles not enough for you? This is something that's already well documented and talked about it a lot. So it's like, how is it not factual?
You weren't in the negotiation. Yeah, none of us are in the negotiation rooms. Yeah, but some there are things that, like, at some point it does become who do you believe, but I don't think, I mean, these are stuff that Brian Norman has said, stuff that Eddie Hearn has even admitted to it, you know. But you're right, none of us are in the negotiation rooms. Well, I mean, somebody probably is, but no, but I'm not.
He says that, but he already said he doesn't care about the business of boxing.
Checkmate. That's true.
That's true. It's like, you say that.
That's true. That's true.
But it's not like you actually cared to begin with. So
that's true. Yep. That's true. But to be fair, what Ty was saying, yeah, Eddie Hearn has said it. If you just listen, like like Eddie Hearn really says a lot, man. If you just listen, sometimes he'll even out himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just people don't listen. They already have their mind made. It's like okay. Let me give you an example, and I'm not picking on anyway, but it just remind me of this. But Eddie Hearn, right? Eddie Hearn said that Inoue should be removed off the pound for pound list. That's dumb. Of course he shouldn't be removed off the pound for pound list. He's a beast. He deserves to be on the pound for pound list. But people will take that talking point and try to use that to invalidate everything else he said. No, he was saying that he should be removed off the pound for pound list because he's not honoring his responsibility as a champion and fighting the person that he's been ordered to fight. That's why he's saying that. So if you just want to listen to that part and then to hold his feet to the fire for that, then of course, yeah, he's stupid. That's a silly comment, but he's saying that to emphasize that Inoue is not fighting the guy he's been ordered to fight, whether you agree with it or not. And that's factual. I don't have to be there I didn't have to see the order being written out. You know, I mean, you see it if you just do your adequate amount of research, you know, and that's boring for some people. I'm not saying people have to do it, but there are some things that are factual. You know, I'm not saying everything is factual, but there's some things that are factual, and some stuff that you can see if you seek that information. But if the information is not being sought out, then of course you'll never see it. He said, "Ty, you're a reliable source."
I mean,
we seen it, bro. I've seen it too. Everything you said, I've seen. It's not about me being the source, that you can cite the sources.
If you really want to go there, I can actually say I am.
So you're really
more so than you. The difference between me and you, I actually am around these guys. You're not.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm glad you said it because I ain't want to say it. Ain't gonna get me for snitching. But
and pugilism, yes. We will be at the Boardwalk Hall Casino in Atlantic City. Don't meet me there, beat me there.
Hey, so Bustaniel is confirmed. I want to say yes, sir, in Atlantic City, man. Like Ty just said, Tim Bradley talks down on the guys that do the same shit he used to do as a fighter. Yep, he used to cry all the time, the same criticism he used to get. Yes, bro, that's the thing that makes me so annoying. He became the thing he hated on. Yeah. Well, he said he became the one thing he wanted to eliminate. Yeah. And it's like he was talking about going through depression because people were talking bad about him and threatening him because of Pacquiao robbery. And that's not his fault. Fighters fight, judges judge. However, at the same time, yes, you're right, Oscar. He should be able to, you know, sympathize with the same people that he's critiquing extra hard. You know, you're doing the same thing that people did to you. It's funny. But what Jay-Z say? He said, you die to be the hero or live long enough to become the villain or something like that. He became exactly what Clone just said. He became the villain. Yeah. You say you die and become a hero, or you live long enough to become a villain, or some crap like that. But NPR funny though. I'm not laughing at Ty. That was just funny. Say you're a liable source. You can't, like I said, I'm not just defending Ty because he's my homie, but I've seen some of the same stuff too. Like I said, you can see what Eddie Hearn talks about, how much he offered, and they literally, you look at Brian Norman's interviews, and you're right, I wasn't there. Not implying I was, but you can see where Brian Norman would say how much he was offered, and you can see what Eddie Hearn would say how much he was offered, and they'd be relatively the same number, bro. And neither one of them are really lying. It's just their delivery. Like Eddie Hearn will say he's offering this much and making it seem like it's a good amount. Brian Norman will say, yeah, but I wanted this much, but you didn't make that amount by whatever, 250,000 or whatever, or 500,000, I think it was. So if you don't make the price point, you know what I'm saying, it could be within a certain price range, and that might be a lot for me or you because, number one, we're not getting punched on. Number two, we're not millionaires. So that might be a lot to us, but it could be a lot of money and still not be a fair offer. You know what I'm saying? That could exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I want to buy a Ferrari and the Ferrari costs, I don't know, 500,000, and I go 450, that might be a lot of money, but they don't 50,000 short. They ain't gonna give it to me, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, unless you negotiate, which is what they're doing, but you could give a lot of money and still not be enough.
Or just like the inverse, you trying to sell that Ferrari, buddy come there saying, you know, the Kelly Blue Book price is $450, but you telling them, nah, I'm selling my shit for $5.
Right. And I'm saying, damn that Kelly Blue Book. I'm trying to see them blue faces, them blue hundreds.
Right. The price is the price. You can't tell somebody what their price is.
Right.
You can negotiate with them.
Negotiate, right? That's the whole point of negotiations, of course. And now, of course, we have common sense too. We can see, like, dang, this person outpriced themselves. I'm not saying that outprice yourself doesn't exist. That's common sense too, and that's up to your discretion. But at the same time, everybody, you got to understand that Eddie Hearn is not trying to pay the most. He'll be a terrible promoter if he's trying to pay. He wouldn't make money. So he's not trying to pay the most money either. So, you know, just as much as they want to get a lot of money, he wants to give them as little amount of. I mean, Eddie Hearn lost a freaking purse bid. Do you forget that? Eddie Hearn lost a purse bid to Karen. To Karen's promotion. Was it K2 promotion? I don't remember what promotion. I don't want to lie. But he lost the purse bid. So it's not like Eddie Hearn just shelling out money and then, you know what I'm saying? So number one,
it is K2 something.
Yeah, K2. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's K2 something. So he didn't get a unification with Barrios, didn't get a unification with Stanionis, didn't get a unification with Norman. He didn't even win the purse bid. So all that money issues is right on schedule. There's nothing. If you look at the situation, there's nothing really surprising about it being a low offer.
Sometimes you get low offers. It just shows what the person's intent was.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't notify any of the sanctioning bodies. He didn't satisfy a mandatory, which is the reason why Baron Jukajan was in the predicament he was in.
Yep.
He also didn't even bid on the purse bid.
Yep.
At that time, Eddie Hearn was trying to get Boots to go to 154. Hence the reason why he was, talking to Turk, facilitating deals for Virgil Ortiz.
Yep, exactly. Al Booger said, I cannot give B Norman a pass on that. I'm not mad at that. He said, I cannot give him a pass on this one. It would have been the biggest payday by far, yes. And it was a unification, yes. But okay, so let me ask you this, Al Booger and Al Booger, he said that he's going on the undercard and no unification. Brian Norman's used to be on the undercards, right? His first time not being on the undercard was when he fought for a title and he upset Giovanni Santillan. So that's not outside the norm. And every title fight's not let's be real. Rayo and Gary Anton Russell's a title fight. They're on the undercard of someone too. That's someone's Tank, but it's still an undercard. Alberto Puello and Sandor Martin, that's a title fight. They're on the undercard of Tank as well. What's the name? Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton. That's a title fight. They're on the undercard of David and David. Right? So all title fights aren't. Look at Gabriela Fundora, and I know that's women, but Gabriela Fundora and Gabriela Lanes. Not only was that a title fight, that was an undisputed title fight. They were the undercard. Not only they weren't even the co-main event. They were the undercard of freaking Kid Austin and Robin and Renee Tellis, Giron, and then the co-main was Beck the Bully and Steven or David Stevens, and then there was their fight. So every title fight isn't a main event. Number one, number two. Like I said, Brian Norman, he's gonna defend against Pedro. Is it Pedro Guevara? No, Pedro Guevara is who Bam Rodriguez fight. David Cuervas. He's defending against a top 10 guy. I think he's ranked number 7. And David Cuervas, what's wrong with that? He's defending against a top 10 guy. Nobody really knows him either. So why would that? He wouldn't be a main event unless he was unifying. Let's be real. Why? What other? He would only main event if he was unifying. And should he unify on his first defense? Should his first defense be unification? I mean, maybe, but how many times do you see that?
I don't think they're trying to hear that.
They're not trying to hear me, bro. They're not trying to hear me.
No, they're not. I like how Al Booger actually worded that because I can understand his stance on it. But what happens when you're trying to maximize your value or actually get what you're worth in that? Like, do you have a problem when Caleb Plant was initially in negotiations with Canelo? Yes, that initial offer was the highest he ever made, but was it really worth what that, like, the magnitude of that fight was? Their first negotiations failed. They came back. Caleb Plant got $10 million.
You feel me?
Guaranteed up front.
You see,
with backing bread.
He's still eating off that. You see them low riders he be coming to the arena with.
Because he knew I'm fighting this star Canelo. Me getting $5 million. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of money, but again, this is Canelo. You're the de facto star in my division at the time. That's just like if you get a Tank fight or whoever is the man in your division or perceived to be that. You're not going to just take, what sound good. You want to maximize your value. It's not a thing of, oh, I may lose. No, I need what I'm worth.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, you need what you're worth, bro. And shout out to Al Boogie. He said I can agree with that. The unifying, yeah. And I just typed it out now, but I could say I thought Ty was still talking. But shout out to Ty. Yeah, you got to get what you're worth. And like, I'm not saying that you can. So I want to be clear to you. I'm not saying you can't unify as a first title defense. I mean, look at Liam Parr. It wasn't unification, but I took my hat off to Liam Parr. I said, bro, Liam Parr. I don't think a lot of people realize that Liam Parr fought Richardson Hitchens, who was a mandatory. He was in the mandatory position, but his mandatory wasn't called yet. Liam Parr had a voluntary defense. He chose as his voluntary defense to fight his mandatory defense. So shout out to Liam Parr. He did not have to fight Richard Hitchens. He could have took a gimme or some other top 10 guy in the IBF or whatever. But he chose to go the hard route. Big salute to him. But he didn't have to do that. And he might even be kicking himself right now. I don't know. But and I'm saying that even that was unnecessary. So right. And even that wasn't a unification. You know what I'm saying? Who I'm trying to think of somebody who had their first defense as an underdog. Remember, Brian Norman was a big underdog, so much so that he went into Giovanni Santillan's backyard, hometown of San Diego. He wasn't supposed to win that. It was hostile. I remember they were throwing stuff at him and all that stuff. And then his first defense as an underdog, he's supposed to turn around and fight who's widely considered the best in the division in his hometown and still not get paid what he thinks he's worth. Fuck that. Freak that. My bad. Excuse me. Freak that. He's supposed to turn around and fight in another person's hometown, the guy who's widely considered the best in the division, who nobody else has fought, by the way, because they were getting lowballed. Barrios and Stanionis, that is. But I'm supposed to take the fight because I'm new. And I'm just supposed to unify with you in your backyard, and I'm not getting paid as much money as I say? Nah, bro. Freak that. Nah, bro. I ain't no sucker. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I respect NPR and I respect Al Booger. I respect varying opinions, you know, because at the end of the day, we do want the best to fight the best, and we do want the best fights. Of course, we all want that. I think that's a fair assumption and a fair assessment to make. That we all want to see the best fights, but I don't want to see. Hey man, you got to know your worth, man. I ain't for nobody getting taken advantage of, and I feel like Brian Norman, people wanted to see him get taken advantage of. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm being too soft on him though. Sorry, go ahead, Ty.
I could have easily been one of those folks mad at B. Norman because I'm looking at it like this. I'm a part of the team. That's a camp I could have got a check out of. True. But I'm not even doing that. I'm not mad at a man asking for his value.
Yeah, I can't go because I'm not mad at Stanionis, you know. But once again, I think it's just more, like I said, I know Brian Norman was lesser known, and for some reason, you know, it seems like our culture, I'm not knocking anybody. It's not a shot at anybody. And it's definitely not in the channel. But I think it's like it's become a cultural norm for us as Americans, you know, to just shit on each other, dog. Like we don't be giving each other benefit of the doubt. It's like Barrios has been a champion longer. Stanionis has been a champion longer. Neither one of them has fought Boots. Why did Norman get so much backlash for doing the same thing that the champions weren't doing for a longer period of time? Like, I don't understand where that energy came from for Brian Norman. Like, I understand, I do agree with Al Boogie. Brian Norman was talking. But I think a lot of it started off as, like I said, and like I said, him trying to be transparent, but it backfired because it became like he was almost too transparent, because now it seems like you're parading around like, oh yeah, I'll fight Boots. We ain't scared. Now it's kind of see like you're calling him out, which I don't ever think was the case. I just think he was saying that I'm willing to fight Boots if it's a fair offer. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't that. So now you're going back and forth, and now to me it just snowballed into something that it never was initially. But that's just my opinion on it. But what I do stand on is that I do not understand, and to this day I don't understand how.
You know, it's ironic
where the energy came from. You know, you should have the same energy for Norman and Barrios. I mean, sorry, Barrios and Boots, or Barrios and Stanionis. If we did that, those unifications would happen. Hell, even Barrios versus Stanionis, that didn't happen. None of them are fighting each other. But go ahead, Ty.
People sat on the internet or whatever it was and condemned Brian Norman Jr. for what he was asking for. But on the flip side, Emmanuel Stanionis demanded the same thing, similar terms.
Come on, bro. Matter of fact,
and got it.
Thank you. I was just about to say that. I was about to say, I'm not pocket watching, but please tell me. I want y'all, please. I didn't do it myself. I'm assuming right now. I don't know, but I will make an open bet with anybody right now. And I don't even know. I promise there's a God above. I never looked it up because I don't really care about the economics of boxing either. You know, I just know about it because I pay attention so much, but I don't really like that part of boxing either. But I will take an open bet right now. I guarantee that Stanionis got more than Brian Norman was asking for. I bet anybody. And I promise you, I never looked at it. How much you got?
2.3.
Okay, that's more than what's there. Assuming that Ty is correct, which I think he is, that's more than what Brian Norman got. So what's the problem? So it's not like Stanionis is fighting him for less. And then that's not even to mention how much money he had to pay for a step aside with Chakram. That's not even to mention that part.
I think it's bad what it is. He kind of got finesse, though.
Come on now. So I guarantee you that if he would have just paid Brian Norman what they asked for, I guarantee it would have been cheaper than what he's paying right now for Stanionis. Not to mention the step aside for the WBA, because remember, Shakram Giyashov was a mandatory. Now Shakram Giyashov is a matchroom fighter, so maybe they work something out. I don't know. But how it usually goes is that the mandatory, in order for him not to fight, he gets paid step aside.
You either give him step aside, or if he's under your banner, you can throw him on the card. As long as you compensate him in some type of means, he's fine.
Come on now.
But Daniels got finessed. He asked for a neutral site, and they went down the street.
Come on now. Yeah, they in Atlantic City is crazy.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, that's crazy. For a neutral site, it's crazy.
I think that's bad on his behalf, because I don't think they really knew, like, the parameter that it was like, oh, it's another state. Cool.
Yeah, they wildin'.
And they get taxed more here in Jersey. That's the bad thing.
You already know that big old casino. You know them taxes. Them taxes pop.
You better off just saying, I'll fight you in Philly.
You feel me? You said for the first title defense reason, I could see not taking. I appreciate that, but yeah. I think, yeah. It was just Norman seeing you talk crazy. Now I got you though. I realize why I didn't like it now. Nah, I got you though. I feel you on that. And shout out to you for being honest too, because I could understand how that would turn people off. Because like I said, it did seem like he was parading. I remember I was talking with Karma about that. I was like, hold on now, the man. I look at it as him just defending himself. But you know, it's kind of like Clarissa Shields, right? I like Clarissa Shields, but so I could see how people don't like her. But I see it as her defending herself a lot of times. People don't see it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I'm wrong or they right either. That's just how I see it. A lot of times I see it as them defending themselves. And Brian Norman seems like a talker. Like he talks a lot, so it would come off as off-putting to some people. You know, even if he is technically right. You know, it's your delivery. It's not always about the substance, it's about how you deliver that substance too. So if you deliver in an off-putting way, then of course, you know, that's a fair way to look at it. Appreciate it. Not related. I just bought a baby bull. I'm gonna care for it and raise it, right? So them tacos come up. That's crazy, bro.
No,
man said he gonna buy and slaughter the bull, chat. That's crazy, bro, for some tacos, bro. And one thing I'll say about farmers, and shout out to Art, I couldn't do it, bro. I couldn't raise and feed it and then know I'm about to get me a Big Mac. That takes that's some gangster stuff. That's right. Everybody can't do everything, you know. So we all have our strengths, you know. First of all, I can't even take blood like that. That's why I initially wanted to be a veterinarian when I was a little kid. One of the people I looked up to was Steve Irwin, man. Rest in peace, the late great crocodile hunter. You know, I want to be a veterinarian and a zoologist, but I can't take that blood, so I know I can't work in the. I couldn't work on it, so I pivoted to engineering, something else I like. It always ends up costing more than just doing the first. You feel me, y'all booger? You feel me? So like I said, I did not look at the money, but I do. I'm gonna look at it too, but I definitely believe what. Well, I be honest with you, I don't like that stuff, so I'm probably not gonna look at it. But I'm sure it'll come up, and I believe what Ty said. So, he ain't steered me wrong yet. So,
I mean, essentially, based off of market value, you would have to actually pay more for Manny Stanionis.
Of course.
Than be Norman because of the things he has like backing.
Yeah, he got paid more for him off rip. But so it's like it's crazy. But if you think about like even with the Karen joint, right? The fact that they took so long, right, and the fact that he had to pay for that, right, because he lost the purse bid. So those of you that are unfamiliar with it, what the significance of the purse bid is that whoever wins the purse bid, they get to dictate some of the terms, primarily that term being the location of the fight. That fight would have been in Germany if Eddie Hearn had to come out them pockets to get it back. Where was it again? In Philly, right? Yeah. He had to get it back in Philly. So he probably paid more on the back end than he would have paid if he just would have put up some money for the purse bid in the first place. But, you know, that's the time when they were trying to...
more up front.
Huh?
He had to pay more up front.
Up front, right. So he if you what was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna say. More up front, and then oh yeah, but I will say in his defense now, and in his defense, that's around the time when they were juggling whether or not they were going to keep the belt and go through with the IBF mandatory defense or move up. So that's why I was a little hesitancy there, you know. But yeah, he ended up paying more up front because now he has to. Now Karen and his team, their promotions got the purse bid. They could fight where they want. Now he has to pay them to, you know, they're not going to tax him any less than the purse bid amount. So you know, he had to pay more to get him back in Philly. Norman Sr. also said they had to pay Top Rank 40% of the purse for cross the street. You feel me? Come on now. And you want to pay him a little bit and then they got to cough up damn near half? Come on, bro. No, bro. Pay that man what he's worth, bro. And that's not even about being scared at that point or not being confident. That's just not being business. That's just not being business savvy. Come on, brother, man. Just got the belt, bro. And then what if he wins now and gains some momentum, whether it's on the undercard of Anthony Joshua or the undercard of Michaela May or whatever, men or women, high profile fight or not. The more wins he gets, the bigger his profile is going to be, the bigger his following is going to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially if he performs well. What if he knocks out Derek Cuevas? That's going to boost his profile again. So sometimes you got to plan for the future as well, because let's say he does beat Derek Cuevas. Or what if he gets shout out to Barrios. I think Barrios, I would lean towards Barrios right now. But let's think about Barrios' last fight against Abraham. Did he look good? What if Brian Norman could beat Derek Cuevas, gets a fight with Brett Barrios? What if he beats his chances to beat Barrios that just went up? I would think that everybody would think his chances went up, whether you think he wins or not. Barrios did not look good against Abraham. He looked good at first, like the first 4 rounds, but then he didn't look good after that. I think people would give him a good chance to beat Barrios. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, he beats Derek Cuevas and he beats Barrios and unifies. Now, his fight between him and Boots, assuming Boots beats Stanionis, or even if Stanionis wins, it doesn't matter. That unification is even bigger now, because now they both bring two belts to the table. Now you just gain even more leverage. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. We can't ignore the business part, bro. And then if he loses, worst case scenario, let's say he would have unified with Stanionis, Boots, or Barrios, and he didn't get paid as much as he was worth, and he messes around and loses. Bumba. Bumba. Now you done lost all that momentum. You done lost your belt, your leverage, your momentum. Come on, man.
Remember, they don't care about the business boxing.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, it's not the fun part. The fun part is watching them punch on each other, of course. But just because we put our head in the sand and act oblivious to it doesn't mean that these things don't exist. It is a business. Smoochie in the building. He's still on, yes, ma'am.
Oh, nah. Doc, I got all the receipts.
What happened, bro?
We can't say we don't care about the business of boxing. But when it came to Ryan, he was the same one saying, Tank had, you know, a rehydration clause and a catch weight. Isn't contracts a part of the business of boxing?
Come on now.
Your man still signed it.
Come on now. But he was weight drained and you know what I'm saying? But they don't care about him coming in overweight or anybody, not just that, but anything, you know. That's crazy, bro. He said not only that Eddie said he didn't have the money, but came out saying Barrios versus Ben like that was a pretty. Yep, exactly. He said we got Stanionis unification. Norman missed the train. I don't think he's still a champ, bro. I don't think he missed a train. I mean, did Barrios miss a train? Did Stanionis miss the train up until now? Boots, remember, is both Boots benefits from a unification too. Everybody benefits, right? So that's why you want to have it, and that's why we want it to happen. Not just at 147, but any weight division. You know, now there's some fighters that benefit more. I do think Boots benefits more because we have more confidence in him. So I would say he benefits more from, I think that if Stanionis wins, I still think people wouldn't be convinced that he's the best. If Boots wins, we're super convinced because we're already convinced that he's the best. You know, a lot of us. So yeah, I guess he benefits a little more from a ceiling standpoint, but everybody benefits from unification if you win. Yeah, I mean, even if you have a good fight and you know what I'm saying, you can still benefit. You know, look at Pitbull. When he lost a Tank, he had a decent fight. He didn't get obliterated, so his profile raised. But go ahead, what'd you say?
I don't know if you addressed this already, but it has been confirmed. Jerron Butenis versus Daniels will be for the ring belt at 147.
Yes, sir.
The ring has confirmed it.
Yes, sir. Let's get it. That's good. That's how it should be. Number 1 and number 2 guys, man. Barrios looked bad his last fight, and he deserved, shout out to Barrios. I like Barrios. Truth be told, he's probably my favorite at 147. But just because I've been experiencing, what I'm saying, I like more of his fights. I've seen most of him. Not that I think he's the best. Not my favorite that he's the best. I think Boots is the best. But yeah, he should be moved down because he didn't look good. Shit. What was his fight before that?
One thing I see people get mad at is when you look at the ring rankings for 147, and you see Conor Ben where he's at, you might what's going on there?
Yeah, bro. I don't even want to see it, bro. I'm annoyed with the ring, bro. I'm annoyed with the ring, bro. They had Conor Ben, Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, and Ben Whitaker out there presenting awards like they're something good to be talked about in the sport. Like they're good representation of the sport. Freak out of here, bro.
That was a community service.
That's a good way to look at it. That's a fact.
They
That's
took
a
it as
community
working.
service. Yo. I didn't think about that.
You see how Ryan was actually acting there. He wasn't erratic doing normal Ryan stuff.
Because they
He had
threatened
his
his
mouth
ass.
shut. He was being a good boy.
Yeah, because they threatened his ass. That goes to show that he's not as out of control and erratic and as he may seem, right? He knows when to keep it contained. He ain't that damn crazy, huh? Huh. But yeah, that shout out to that though, man. Yes, sir. That's good. So it's 3 belts on the line now. Boots, Stanionis, and we got the what? WBA, IBF, and the ring. That's dope. Because currently there's no Ring Magazine belt holder at 147 for those of you that don't know. Now we got the ring belt on the line, man. That's dope. That's dope, man. But no, I didn't officially announce it since when we talked about it yesterday, the day before. So shout out to Ty. Yes, sir. That's fire,
I had to
man.
make sure I went and got some incredible information.
Let's get it.
It's hearsay for some people.
Let's get it. Boy, yeah, man, I'm about to go get me some food, man. I am hungry. Hungry lion.
I'm about to do the same.
All right, bro. What you about to eat?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna walk over here and see what they got. It's a pizza place over here.
Oh, okay.
I might get a cheesesteak or something.
Philly cheesesteak. I know you're in Jersey, but
Get one. Shit, I'm in Philly right now.
Oh, you are in Philly right now. Okay.
Remember, I'm at work.
That's true. True. Yes, sir. But shoot, I'm about to go ahead and slide, man. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you coming through, man. Shout out to everybody coming through, man. Shout out to my boy Ty, man. Yes, sir. I'm gonna check the DMs too, man. See what you're talking about when I get a chance.
If I ever get something wrong, I'm not gonna be mad. I'm gonna just ask you, hey, could you teach me, or at least show me where I can get the actual information?
Facts. That's it, man. Just gotta be open minded about the talk, man. It's always fun. And none of us are gonna agree. And like I said, even though I disagree with Al Booger and NPR initially, I think they got good points. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we want at the end of the day, the fans, we want to see the best fighters fight the best. But sometimes it's just I think that as a responsible news outlet of the sport, I think it's important to tell the whole story too. It's not just that simple. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not.
I can't look at like Al Booger's stance on it any type of way because he's going based off of information he was presenting.
Right.
Some people are, willing to look at things differently when they get more information to a situation. Then you got people like NPR who's like, nah, it is what I thought it was.
NPR said I'm not going. I ain't mad at NPR either. He said I'm not going, man. He wildin', but hey, he said I'm not going, man. He said I'm not going. He missed that trade. I ain't mad at it, bro. Yes, sir. But sure. All right, there, my brother. God bless.
All right,
be on
man.
for the late show. Yes, sir. Good Lord willing. Yes, sir, man. I gotta check on my dogs, man. One of them was throwing up this morning, man. So I got to see what the food got going on. Hopefully it's nothing serious. He just threw up this morning, so
I just switched the flavor though. You know, he got that good old grain-free Members Mark food, man. You know, for those of you shop at Sam's, they got good food, but I just switched the flavor. So hopefully that's all it is. It's not nothing else scary. So he'll be all right though. Made Ty pull up the receipts, man. Shout out to y'all for coming through, man. Before I slide, let me shout out some of the love that we received, man. Shout out to my boy Clone. You know what I'm saying? Dropping the graffiti on the chat wall. Shout out to George, the Last Patriot. Shout out to Ty. Shout out to Cito. Shout out to Ty again. Shout out to Ty again. Shout out to Candy Slim. Shout out to MAW, man, for all the support, man. I really appreciate that, man. That's what keeps us going and growing, man. I love the show. I love the dialogue. I love the conversation. I love I love the agreements when we're in concurrence. I love when we disagree, because we disagree in such a civilized, adult manner. You know, mature, man. That don't mean we're not gonna cuss each other out or get passionate. Duh. I mean, it's sports. You're supposed to get passionate, but I don't think that we shouldn't. At least, let me not. Yeah, we shouldn't over here. I don't want to have engage in a boxing debate and know it's gonna result in a screaming match. That's not for me. You know, shout out to those that it works for them. That just doesn't work for me. I have no desire to even make that. You know, I like to talk about boxing, and we can still disagree. I don't have to persuade you to believe what I say, and you don't have to persuade me to believe what I say, but we just want to hear it. And I just try to present the information in a way that's not only digestible, but also logical and makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I pride myself on that part, man, and being consistent. And, you know, if you ever see me saying some crazy stuff outside, now if we debating who's the GOAT, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm going to say some wild stuff on behalf of Floyd, you know what I'm talking about? Because that's who the GOAT is for me. But I mean, when we talk about some real stuff as far as like how these fights should transpire, as it go down, who's ducking who, and you know, and what's the possibility for the fights to happen, then you got to get a little more factual and less opinionated. You know what I'm saying? More and give less preferential treatment, man. Because I like Boots, I like Norman, I like Barrios, I like Stanionis, but I just have a hard time to believe that Stanionis, Barrios, and Norman are ducking Boots. As much as I think Boots is the best, I don't think every fighter in the division is ducking Boots. I just don't see it. I think it has to be something else, in my opinion. Cause I see these men and women as warriors, man, and you ain't gonna be scared of nobody. But you don't want to be no sucker either, you know. Shout out to my boy Oscar with the big sticker to end the stream, man. Dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter.
These biscuits.
NPR said, I ain't seen no receipts. He said, NPR said, I ain't seen no receipts. All I saw was fake news.
If you out here getting fake vagina over your fake jury, reality is reality.
Yo, NPR said, I ain't seen no facts yet. I just heard a whole bunch of bumping gums. That's crazy. Nah, my boy Ty was spitting, man. Chill out, man. But I know Ty gonna bring some receipts for your ass. But nah, I thought what you were saying was pretty solid, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. He wouldn't lie to you. So just like I don't think you will lie to us, man. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and slide, man. Y'all don't forget to smack that like button, you know what I'm saying? And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well. Hit that bell, turn on notifications so you get notified when I drop another YouTube video banger. I'm probably gonna drop a video today if I have something interesting. But if not, then you'll catch me back on at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the late show. Good Lord willing. Yes, sir. So don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Shout out to Ty for pulling up in the Discord. More folks need to pull up in the Discord. Also, too, I want to bring back Square Up, man. I've been itching for a Square Up, man. I know a lot of people that are new to the stream, they haven't even seen us do the Square Up, man. So I want to do Square Up, but I just need more people to be in the Discord because when we get more people, the channel grows, and we get more people willing to do the Square Up, then it'll be more interesting, you know, because there was too much pressure on Oscar and Ty and Dub, the usual suspects, to do it. I want more people to do it so we can get more of a rotation, man. But I think that's fun. I want to do Square Up again. You know what I'm saying? Our little game show, man. I love it. But yeah, NPR should square up. I'm telling you, man. NPR should join the Discord, man. Don't be scared. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't gonna make fun of your little pubescent, is it pubescent? Your pubescent voice, man. We ain't gonna make fun of your little pubescent voice, man. You know what I'm talking about? Pull up, bro. Ain't nobody gonna make fun of your little squeaky voice, bro. Oh, well, some of y'all be scared of the gosh dang voice, man. Don't be scared of the voice, man. Ain't nobody gonna pick on you. You know what I'm talking about? Out here sounding like Mike Tyson. Ludicrous. What you saying is ludicrous. But yeah, y'all be easy, man. God bless. The doctor's out for real. Peace.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But with Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.
you.